Oh yeah, it's time for the late night boxing. Keyshawn has a lot of making up to do. You know, when he come back, whenever he come back, he gonna have to fight somebody good, man. Because boxing fans do have short memories, after all. Yeah, they mad at him now, but he comes back, he knocks a guy out worth knocking out. They'll forget, you know, they'll forget. It do look like he ducked Cruz though. Like I do want to say that it do look like he ducked him, you know. And the weird thing is, I think he would have beat Andy Cruz in the pros because this the pros, not the amateurs. You know, Andy is an older cat. I don't really think Andy hits as hard as Keyshawn Davis. That if they would have fought, I think Andy would have smoked. I think Keyshawn would have smoked him. But it don't matter what I think if they don't fight. Y'all got to fight. So right now, it just looked like you swerved that man, pretty much. And it looked like you swerved Edwin playing games with the weight too. So the optics is real bad. And the only way you could fix that is, hey, come back, knock somebody out, make people forget, or make the argument that I ain't worried about none of these low dudes because look at who I'm fighting. You know, and there's plenty of options up there at 140. Gary Antoine Russell, the winner of Puello versus Matias. You got good boxers like Jack Catterall, right? You got Liam Botto up there. You know what I mean? That's the good thing about 140. 140 is arguably deeper than 135. Arguably, it's just that the names are not as big, but it's more of everything. It's more to go around. So he'll have plenty of people to fight when he gets to 140, but he got a lot of making up to do, and that's reality. Like, yeah, like you dropped the ball big time. Did you hear? Russie got a man though announced today. Who you talking about? Gary Russell? Yeah, he got Andy Hirioka. He should have Andy Hirioka. But that didn't get announced today, though. They've been announced that. when Andy beat Barroso, he became his mandatory. So I know about Andy. It's just, I guess they finally ordered it, right? Like they finally told him, yo, y'all gotta fight. And it's about time, too, because they done had Andy waiting for that shot for a minute. That is a good-ass fight, by the way. Andy Hirioka, if y'all haven't seen him, he's an action guy. He's a big, strong kid, like Gary Russell is a big, strong kid. So if and when they fight, that's going to be must-see TV. Man, I'm biased, please, bro. You over here copping please for a B-level fighter. You part of the problem. You don't get a spot on the panel today. You part of the problem. Motherfucker was reading through the IBF bylaws for an excuse for Brian. You part of the problem. Y'all be liking boxers more than y'all like boxing. Now that was the best fight at 147, but you are more worried about Brian's bank account than boxing. So you copping please for boxers, bro. Stop it. You read Section C, Article D, trying to make an excuse. That motherfucker had a monocle on. Look at that motherfucker had a monocle on. Like, let me read Section D to see if I can make up an excuse for Brian Gore-Tex. That dude gonna regret that shit. He gonna wish he took that ass whooping. He gonna wish. Shout out to Domo and got knocked the fuck out in Japan. For real. I mean, shit. If Jin Sasaki, that would make my weekend so much brighter. If Jin knocked out yo, Brian will call it. Fucking Brim will call in sick to work if that shit happened. Like, yo, I can't come in, yo. I got fucking COVID-itis, bro. I can't come in. I don't feel good. I need to chill. My homie got knocked out in Japan. Well, it ain't happening. I don't really think it's happening. I got Brian winning the fight. I said that already. I think Brian hooks is tighter. Uppercuts, they tighter. It's more defensible. He gonna be all right. So I think Brian win the fight. But I'm just saying, Brim, you part of the problem. Don't be You should change your name from unbiased. You are not unbiased. You read motherfucking fine print. You got a magnifying glass out like you Sherlock Holmes. Let me read Article C, Section D, so Brian don't look like he ducked his smoke. Because the IBF, you know the IBF. Real talk, what it do? Yo, dog, the shit came in. The shit, man, this fit is fucking gorgeous, bro. What the fuck is you talking about? I'm the Violet Panther. Fuck your ass up. Cause you know the IBF, they told Mario Van Peebles that he was only gonna get residuals from New Jack City. You know, Brim, he went way left with the shit. He's saying shit that nobody in that team is saying. That's how you know the shit crazy. Nobody said none of that shit. Motherfucking Brian Norman Sr. has done 100,000 podcasts. He never said none of that shit. Brim freestyled that. He got up with them. They met at Golden Corral. That's what I'm going to do, y'all. I'm going to go on all the podcasts. I'm going to start talking about the IBF, and I'm going to talk wild fast so they don't even catch what I'm saying. That way they can't look it up. You know how Brim do. He get excited. He start talking wild fast. You know what I'm saying? A, B, C, E, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. And before you know it, motherfuckers don't even know what you're talking about. For real, yo. He said, you know, Mario Van Peebles, he was in the 4th Highlander movie with Adrian Paul. You know what I mean? Brim freestyled that whole shit like he Papoose. He the boxing Papoose. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'ma make excuses for thee. You know what I'm saying? He was going crazy with that shit. And the whole time, Brian Norman Sr. has done 1 million podcasts. He ain't mentioned that shit once. You know what he did mention? The money. You know what his son said? His son literally just said it. His son spoke to Marcos. The money. They ain't say, yeah, because see, the IBF, they, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. They ain't say none of that. I have not heard them mention the IBF once. That shit wasn't real anyway, because the IBF and the IBF, because the IBF. You know what I mean? They ain't say shit about that shit. Isn't Bruce Shoo Carrington fighting soon? Yeah, he fighting soon. He fighting soon. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Started talking all that shit. Meanwhile, Bud is a wild dude. Bud is a wild dude. I didn't know he told Shannon Sharp that shit. Apparently, he is having an illegitimate child. Well, he already has 7 by the same woman. That's why it's crazy. He already got like 7, 8 kids by the same broad. Yeah, he got a lot of money. That'll do it. Yeah, yo. Bud is wilding like, yo, you are bugging. Could be that. Could be that. Thunderstick said, Jules, been watching the relay for years. What's the process when you making a video? Do you write a script? For a while, thought you was 2 people. Nah, the process is I will look for the stories that I am interested in, that I actually have an opinion on. I'll do that first. I'll look for the stories that I feel like there's something I could say, right? And then I'll read through the stories, and as I'm thinking thoughts, I'll do that in the other voice. The other voice is like my inner monologue while I'm reading through the thing. And then after I get through it, you know, I do the audio first. It's kind of like doing a song. You lay down a track, you lay down the tracks, you add the ad-libs, the special effects, and all those things. Shut up. Domo said, what if he knocked out Saeed? Yo, that'd be crazy, bruh. Virtuoso said, is it true that Netanyahu sang and I ran so far away? Uh, and I ran so far away. He was going to Greece. Ese mama huevo. And I ran so far away. Yo, you stupid for that. I don't know why they beefing with them Iranians, man. You don't understand broke motherfuckers don't got nothing to live for. They want to fight all day. Leave their ass alone, man. I don't know why Israel always beefing with people, man. I don't understand that shit. Y'all fucking a fly speck on the map, man. Stop fighting with people. The fuck? You got the Pakistanians mad at you. Now the Ahmadinejads is mad at you. What the fuck? Always fighting. They trying to get us all killed for real. The fuck wrong with them? Stop fighting with people, dog. You know Gal Gadot all wrapped up in that shit. Khalil, it's me, Diana. I'm starting shit. All wrapped up in that shit, man. Stop fucking fighting with people. Yeah, Gal Gadot is wrapped up in that shit, Mike. For real. A lot of people wrapped up in that shit. And I ran so far away. Them motherfuckers, for real, Big Swole. Them motherfuckers have been fighting since before there was a United States. The fuck? Y'all ain't learned to be cool with each other yet? Benavidez sent Callum a death certificate. I mean, a contract. Now we got to see if it's. Now we got to see if Callum like it. If Callum like it, we got to fight. If Callum don't like it, we don't got shit. And he going to have to go to Cruiser. I don't know if he going to take it because like I said, Callum got options. Really, he could wait. He could literally wait for the winner of Bivol and Better Beef because he already got the interim. He already got that shit. Fighting David is like a side quest. Yeah, I could fight you in America for one belt, or I could wait, fight a ham and egg dude, and fight for 3. Probably for more money than you paying me. So, and I wouldn't call it a death certificate because David don't be knocking people out. I don't know why people still trying to gaslight the world about that dude. Like, that dude don't be knocking people out. He ain't knock out David Morrell, right? He knock out Vosdick. If they fight on Alcatraz, he'll get lifted off the unit. Nah, they not going to do that. Remember, David is a Vegas fighter. He has to fight in Vegas. Or his motherfucking, or his mangina going to start hurting. I got to fight in Vegas, yo. I'm a Vegas fighter. All right. Whatever, dog. Whatever, dog. That'd have been nice if he would have did that because he said that Turkey offered him that. Remember? He said that. The Chevy Camaro Usman. He said, yo, Turkey wanted me to fight in Alcatraz. And he's like, nah, I ain't trying to do that. So it's like, my dude, you fucking up all type of bags, bro. You just doing wild podcasts now. Every time I see that dude, he talking to Henry Cejudo. Every time. Domo said Vegas only? Roids are scared? I mean, like, it's crazy. He fucking up all type of bags with this I fight in Vegas shit. Okay. You could do that. Yeah, Chevy Camaro Usman, bro. So Bud out here getting bitches pregnant. Shakur the main event now? I thought it was a double header. I don't know, dog. That shit is not important to me. Who is in the main event? It's not really important. Bud is bugging out. You 37 years old, running around getting random bitches pregnant. You are bugging. You have 8 kids, bro. What's the matter with you? That's a lot of kids, dog. You heard, Mike? Bud out here building an army.
Yo, what are you doing, bud?
I don't know, dog. He is bugging. Bud is bugging. You out here getting random bitches pregnant. And you already have 8 kids. And you are 37 years old, bro. You know if she decided to take you to the court, dog.
She will clean his ass out, bro.
That motherfucker gonna end up looking like Moses. But
That motherfucker's gonna look like Devin Haney when he fought Lomachenko, bro. Drained.
yo,
Man,
that motherfucker's gonna look like Moses, bro.
Nah, he gonna be broke for real.
No, this is just making me more This is just making me more confident of a Canelo pick. Like, bro,
Yup.
this is what you're doing now. Instead of training, you're getting bitches pregnant. What happened to that discipline lifestyle,
that
bro?
no,
That nigga setting up franchises, bro. He's setting up franchises.
Nah, cause I mean, if anything, this is more a Bud win. Cause now you better win. You got 9 kids, you motherfucker. You better win.
No,
That's
I don't
nine
think-
Julius,
kids,
I hope
bro.
his wife is reasonable about it because he just signed the Canelo contract. He should be able to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, she, you know, like she could do the divorce thing, but it's like, I hope you got a lawyer. No, I hope you got money for a lawyer, because we know he does. He could be on some. He could be on some fucked up shit. Like, hey, listen, bitch, I will take custody of these kids, and what the fuck you gonna do after that? Hell, I might have you paying me child support.
Do you want to cry in a Nissan or a Maybach? You know,
No,
He does make more than. Yes, he can. With lawyers, you could do anything. I'd have been like, you have to pay me
Yeah, because how are you going to be able to prove that you're more capable to take care of them?
You could pay me 5 ham sandwiches and 14 cups of coffee for child support.
Okay,
he's
so
gonna
I must
get
be missing out
Netanyahu's
on
lawyer.
real
Bro,
husbands
that
of
was your
boxing.
joke?
What happened?
Go ahead, Ray.
No, I said I must have missed out on Real Husbands of Boxing. What happened?
He got a random bitch pregnant, and you know what I'm gonna say? I bet you it's a white bitch, because he was in Australia a couple of months ago. Remember?
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
You don't remember he was? You don't remember he was traveling? And I bet you it's a snow bunny. I bet you.
It's Iggy Azalea?
No, it ain't
That's
the
a
wife.
problem?
It ain't the wife he has to worry about. It ain't the wife he has to worry about. It's the
Leo.
wife that got pregnant.
That's a problem. That
I
is
mean,
a white witch.
I
You
would say
racist bastard.
I would say it is. That white bitch gonna get your ass now.
Man,
Look at Devin. He fuck with the Khalid bitch, and look what that bitch is doing.
I was
That
about
bitch
to
name-
say that.
No, but honestly,
Saeed.
I was about to say that, bro. We're at the cup for World War III. My people are getting deported. Chavez got robbed Friday night. The only good things happening right now is that Devin's about to get shitted on, taken
He
to the
is about
cleaners.
to get rinsed. Like, and I don't like Devin. What the fuck were you thinking? Like I just don't understand this shit. Like, what is these bitches? Are they poking holes in the condom, or are y'all just fucking stupid, dog? Like, what is it, dog?
They're just men, Jules. They're just men.
Nah,
As-
them
as
dudes
Terrence
is
no,
Crawford
but
said.
Julius,
dickheads, bro.
on some boxing shit, I'm starting to have a real feeling about Crawford.
What feeling?
I have the feeling that Bud is gonna go there and scam hosts all.
Oh, you think
Yeah,
he
it's
gonna
gonna
survive?
Yeah, he's gonna scam you.
Really?
All
You
of
think
us.
that?
Yeah, I have that feeling.
I got a feeling. Well, hope the undercard's good. If that's the case, hope the undercard's good. I can't say nothing. I'm like, yo, you really go. It's hard to imagine, but you know, Leo do have a tendency to be right. Mr. Calderon said, "Who's winning in the BM Olympics? Bud, Dev, Tio, Ryan, or Tank?" I would say the two dumbest motherfuckers is T.O. and Dev. I would say them. Motherfucker, you had one stewardess bat her eyelashes at you and you was open after that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dog? And Devin,
They don't get pussy.
you should have known that bitch don't like you. Like, look at that bitch and look at you, Dev. Seriously. Look at that bitch and
That's
look at
fucked
you.
up.
Allah
be,
makes
you
no
gotta
mistakes.
be real. Like,
What do he look
Look at
like,
that.
Jules?
bro, like, come on, dog. You look like you a chess Olympian, bro. Like, the
When-
fuck?
When they 69, he's on top.
Yo, that's
Yo.
crazy.
Yo.
No, but be real. Like, look. You know, certain motherfucker pull bitches. You gotta be real with yourself. I'm an ugly motherfucker. I say it all the time, right? You an ugly motherfucker. You gotta be real with yourself. So if you know you an ugly ass motherfucker, and this bitch is hot, is like she giving you rhythm, bro. That's not for no reason. That's for that Birkin. That's for them Birkin bags, bro. That's
That
what
ass,
that is,
that
bro.
ass, yo.
So fuck out of here, dog. Like,
Nah,
you
yeah, I
really-
tell bitches all the time, I'm medium ugly.
Yumps, not go extremes. You see, we as men have to live in extremes. Like, nah, I'm gonna act like I'm the ugliest motherfucker of the planet because I'm suspicious of all these bitches.
Nah, because
Motherfucker,
I be telling them, I'm like, I make them laugh because while you laughing, your eyes are squinting. You can't even see me. All I thought I'm actually ugly and all that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker that look like Devin, bro. Be real. You think these bitches like you, bro? You better wake up out that fucking dream. These bitches don't like you, dog. Not
Damn,
that
this-
bitch.
No, I actually feel bad for Devin. Like, he's a real victim, bro. Like, he didn't
Nah,
know
Dev
how
used to
get
believe the
pussy.
strippers
No,
really
no,
liked
no,
him.
listen.
Yo, my
He didn't know-
dude,
listen.
they're all victim. Look at the kid that out of college. He just married he married the white bitch. What's that kid out of college?
The
Travis
white-
Hunter.
Travis Hunter, bro.
Like
Nah, what's that one
wrong?
dude that got Brittany Renner pregnant?
Nah, but this is like he can't
PJ
see his
Washington.
kids, bro. Like,
Yeah,
he
PJ
didn't
Washington's
know- He didn't know how
dumbass.
to deal with women. Bill never taught him, and he ran into a whole bunch of money, and this is what happens to him. Like,
Bill don't even
They
got a
need to be
fucking
careful.
woman.
Bro, you know the most.
They need good influences.
Yo,
in
y'all
their
gotta
life.
stop talking over each other. I'm gonna kick y'all the fuck out. All right, go ahead. What you was saying, Julio?
Like, you could tell he was a kid that didn't get any action as a kid. His parents never taught him right, and then he ran into a whole bunch of money, and now he can't even see his kid. Like, to me, like that's the real tragedy. And men
that
need to be very
story
careful.
is one of the oldest stories in the world. That's why he a dummy. Like, bro, you really think bitches like you? Do you think it's the clothes, motherfucker? You think
Bro,
these
he thinks strippers like him, bro.
I just feel like we should be trying, bro, as men to like impart this on young people. Like, if you're a young man out there, bro, do not fumble it like this. Please
Nah,
take
fuck
this as
'em.
an
Listen,
example.
no,
Even if you
listen,
don't have a
listen.
follower.
No, listen. Nobody never got better at nothing from people feeling sorry for them, right? You gotta shame these young motherfuckers. Like, yes, you gotta shame them. You gotta make fun of them and make them feel bad. You can't help Devin now. You can't. Like, there ain't no help. But you can make the next young motherfuckers like, damn, I don't want to end up like Dev. Fuck that shit. Motherfuckers gotta mock him, yo. Real.
Yeah, bring back Shane, bro. I'm a huge
no.
advocate for Shane.
Julio, if I need to fucking tell someone, if you're wearing a bunch of skull gear, I got a skull shirt on, with a little skull vest, and I got my little pump shoes
Yeah,
with skull
he
in.
got
If I tell you,
he
go
got them big ass scene kid shoes. Y'all seen them shits that got like a 6-inch sole?
I've seen them all.
He got them emo boots on and shit.
Dude,
Bro,
he's
that's
dressed
because
like a
he wants to
Goofy
be
movie.
taller, bro.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
listen,
There- there-
Goofy
there's
like
too
a
many
monkey.
You know the end of the
examples.
Goofy
No,
movie?
because I don't know, because I don't know about you guys, but I personally couldn't. I couldn't imagine living the rest of my life built like a 14-year-old.
Yo, listen. Ryan don't gotta do none of that shit, y'all. And I don't like Ryan. But y'all need to learn from Ryan. Ryan is getting blowjobs out here, dog. That's what's happening.
Yeah, he
And
got
he don't
drama, bro.
All he gotta
That's
do
what
is
you
do
gotta
that
do.
shit. All he gotta do is that shit with his hair, and the shit. It's a wrap, bro. All the bitches,
Nah, Ryan,
all the bitches
bro,
go crazy, yo.
Ryan has drama. You know who they need to look up to? Fucking Rolly. He getting bitches, no kids.
Yo,
On the
No
cool
kids.
though, right?
It's a
On the
whole-
cool
Whoa, whoa,
though.
whoa, whoa.
I don't think you
Stop,
can.
stop,
It's a
stop,
whole-
stop.
Nah, that's fucking. That's wild.
Let me tell you, the lawyer bitch, right? The lawyer bitch that Drew was hot for, that used to be on Twitter, but when Trump won, she left Twitter because she got mad, right? That lawyer bitch, she let Rolly fuck. She let him
Yeah,
fuck.
she admitted that shit, right? She admitted she let Rolly fuck.
The-
Can
the-
we slow
the-
down for a second?
Wait. the purple-haired prostitution. That I don't know the bitch name. She got purple hair.
Damn, Rolly get pussy, bro, for real life.
Rolly be, and he getting pussy just off of jokes and shit, like yeah, you know, and bitches
Off of his
laughing.
retarded ass voice.
You know what I'm saying? With Devin, he gotta buy a Birkin bag, he gotta pay your mortgage, he gotta get your credit score right. Like, yo, it's crazy. Like,
I
Devin,
think somebody for real life got to teach these young men that all you got to do, you put it in their mouth, you put it in their ass. That's it, bro.
No, like I don't understand. Like how does so many young men and see Bud is worse because you not a young man. You 37, bro.
You're supposed to know better, but
Yeah, you gotta come in the asshole. You avoid a lot of problems.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is nuts, dog. Like,
Cat
what's the
Williams
matter
trying
with
to
these
warn him.
guys.
There's
there's
too
an
many
account.
examples though already, Jules. There's
what
too
make
many
Bud worse
examples
though is he's
already.
getting
These
money
kids aren't
now,
gonna
like
learn.
big money. You know what I'm saying?
They're not
That's what
going to
makes it
learn.
worse.
These kids are not going to learn. There's too many examples of this shit going wrong already. We've seen so many time after time after time. They're never going to learn. They're not going to say, "Oh, that can't be me." Once they
At
see
the end of
pussy,
the
it's
day,
over.
at the end of the day, I just think a lot of motherfuckers is retarded when it come to bitches, and I'm not even playing. Like,
Oh yeah,
No,
they
of course.
you might have a fucking savant, right? This motherfucker could do algebraic equations in his mind and all this bullshit, but let some bitches come into it and he turn into a 70 IQ motherfucker.
forget
Hey,
Oh,
Nah, I mean, then y'all hear Charleston White talk about Devin Haney and Bill, bro. Like he's already went off about that shit. That like, yeah, like Devin don't know shit because he don't got no mama to teach him how these women walk. Like, cause
That's
Bill ain't never got him a mom to teach him how these women work.
well,
Cause
the
Bill
shit
don't
is-
even know what the fuck he doing with these women.
But it's
Bill-
still to
Hold
Jules'
on.
point, though,
Bill do got a woman though. He got a whole kid by that woman and all that. But here's the thing: it's not Dev Mama. It's a snow bunny. Yeah,
But
I'm not playing. It's a snow bunny. See, y'all didn't see. See, this how they get y'all motherfuckers. I know Aladdin knows this. In the footage where Bill lands in Australia, right? It's a white bitch coming through the gate with some kids. That's his joint. That's his joint.
That's his squeeze.
But it ain't going for all the Hotep motherfuckers, right? All the Hotep they don't want to see that. They don't want to see Bill hugging up on the white joint. So he had the bitch walking like 15 feet behind them, dog.
Yeah, that's that Dr. Umar shit.
It's that
Hey,
Umar flow.
bro, I remember there's the Devin Defender on Twitter. I've seen like 6 or 8 tweets, no lie, where he's like, yeah, the media, they don't want to see a black father with his son successful. Like, bro, look at him now. Look at him now.
I'm
What's
saying-
more undefeated? What's more undefeated, pussy or Father Time? Because I'm telling
me.
you right now, even at Colorado, they set up. Deion Sanders had this whole thing set up for these kids. He brought women in to show them, yeah,
Bring
we
you
scout
around.
you. We scout you. They best players still got caught up with some old bullshit. Y'all, we
I
can
think
see
pussy
it.
out fucks Father Time.
because you can't. It's certain.
Facts.
See the way that motherfuckers behave around broads, right, is chemical, and until you've been around and have been a slut, you don't realize you can't trust these bitches with shit. You bugging. Like, you better get a blowjob and relax. Like, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing. Devin,
I think that's what it is, fam.
Devin, you are in the hole for the next 18 years. You understand that? Over a bitch you probably knew for a few months. You are in the hole for 18 years, bro. And that bitch don't like you neither. So she gonna come after whatever you got. But
I got a question. What when was this kid born like after all that like Slim Thug shit?
it has
Young
to
Thug
have,
shit?
it has to have been a few months ago because they showed when the kid was born. I know it was a few months ago or whatever. And he said that he ain't been talking to the bitch, like he ain't even been with the bitch. So that tells me, oh, shortly after that kid was born, she let you know what time it was. Like, she ain't even waste time because that's how much she don't like your ass.
He
But
switched
Jules,
up quick
what
on his ass.
what qualities did you see now that you've planted your flag with a person and you've gotten this far? What qualities did you see and did you like appreciate that made you make that decision and then actually work out? Like, what can young
One
dudes
word.
look for?
One. It's only one. Morals. I know that sounds simple, but a lot of the broads, especially in this younger generation, they have no morals. You could tell. Morals. Yo, look, being real, a lot of these bitches is evil, and I ain't even playing when I say it. Like, yeah, a lot of no, forget that. That's just sex. these bitches will get you killed. That's not fake. They will get you killed out here. A lot of
Bro,
them
I got
are
two cousins that were
evil.
set up by women like that. Yeah.
Hey, pussy be amazing
Yo,
though.
my dude, there was a kid at a job. I had just got down here, right? There was a kid at a job. He was fucking with a bitch. The cops dead ass came and locked him up because she told them that he, you know, right? And then, one thing leads to another, and eventually she came out and said, yeah, she was lying about the whole fucking thing. But imagine that though, and that's just like, yo, you could fuck that dude's life up doing some shit like that. What's the matter with you? That's the type of shit.
Bro, they don't get
go
in trouble for
away.
that shit at all.
They
Bro,
don't.
that's the kind of power they got, though, man. They can do that to you and destroy you just by saying it, and the cops believe
the
it.
accusation alone could fuck you.
Bro, fucking Mike Tyson, bro. How many years did he lose behind that shit?
I'm telling
dead
you,
ass,
morals.
yo.
Now you think now motherfuckers will look at the Emmett Till shit, right? And motherfuckers will think, oh, that's just some racist shit. Not just, that was an evil bitch. Look at what they did to that kid because she lied. Understand that. Look at that. Look at what they did to that. They mutilated, bro. They disfigured that child because she lied.
But also as men, bro, we gotta have discipline. Like, you do not need to fuck or try and fuck every woman you see or that, like, goes your way.
Yup. Grab a sock and go jack off, bro. You'll be fine.
Dude, I have a coworker last week because the kids graduated last week. We're all out drinking. Man, she's fine as fuck. But I had to, dig deep within myself. Pause. To like not make that decision. But it was on cable. It was on offer.
Let me put it to you another way. You gotta reach a point. I don't know how to describe it. It's a word. I don't know how to describe it though. It's like, yo, that shit is not serious, fam. It's just pussy.
Your dick.
You gotta reach that thumbs up.
Nah, man.
Like,
you know what really needs to change though is that these bitches, when they lie and they do that shit, they need to be fucking sentenced to some serious time, and
Talk
they're
that
not.
shit, country.
That'll stop that shit for sure. But one of the greatest pieces of advice I ever heard, and I heard at a very young age, was fuck everything you can while you're young, so that way you don't go through midlife crisis when you're 30 and 40. Fuck everything you can, so that way you know how these bitches roll, and by the time you're 30, 35, you don't feel like you've missed out on anything.
Yep, that's right.
No. Are you 35? Are you 40? Are you 50?
I'm 34, bro. I'm
Plus, all
done.
that
I'm
shit
done
is
chasing
mad
bitches.
expensive.
I'm 26 and I'm already done.
It's not about chasing. You're still gonna have the urge. You just have to be disciplined. You're still gonna
That
have
shit
the
is
urge.
mad
There's
expensive.
nothing
I'm
else.
trying to
Like,
tell y'all.
you're still gonna wake up with boners.
That's how I felt
getting caught
last
up.
week, dude. Like, my dick was in the Captain Kirk chair, and I just had to drag him out of there.
Besides getting caught up for like 18 years on that bullshit, for real, besides getting caught up in 18 years, once you settle down for real, you're going to see how much more money you fucking save, too. I'm just telling you, when I stopped dating, gets fucking expensive.
The shit is that it's more trouble. The shit is that, honest to God, once you did all your crazy whatever, you see, yo, this shit is well more trouble than it's worth. It is. That's why you gotta sow your. Didn't say that. How you think they get motherfuckers? Because the shit fun. But nah, homie, like, you better just relax. And Devin is young and dumb. That's his excuse. Bud has no, like, yo, you really out here getting bitches pregnant at 37, bro, and you got 8 kids already. You're bugging, dog. You'll be lucky.
I mean, just look at Shannon Sharp, yo. Like, I don't think it's an age thing, way. Because look at Shannon Sharp, bro. They just go through that shit. It's like, I can understand it though, because it's like, think about it like this, like, you're at a point where bitches are just throwing themselves at you all day, every day. Like, yeah, that temptation is gonna get you at some point.
But to your point, Jules, like, one thing people have to stop doing is just because someone has a lot of money or they're accomplished at something or they got degrees or whatever, does not mean they have their life together. Does not mean they have morals that you should aspire to.
Yeah, like, if I had to tell somebody, yo, look, man, what should you do if you looking for like a joint that's right for you? Just look at what kind of person they are. You could see these bitches don't be shit, dog. Like, you just looking at their ass is the problem. You could see that, like, you could tell, like, yeah, like, bitches be evil. You know what I'm saying? And motherfucking know that.
You gotta go for 5s and 6s, bro, because that's where they're the most morally like sound is around the 5s and 6s. Anything above that, they're a little too vain.
Yeah, they got pretty privilege and shit like that.
You
Shit.
also,
Man,
when
if
you date,
you didn't need a
gotta-
bitch,
when you
Go
date, you gotta observe shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you on a date and a woman is treating the server like shit, well, that might tell you, yo, that she might not be a good person. If you say to a woman, you go work out or whatever, and she posts all this IG shit that she works out, and then she's out of breath after a walk, she might be lying to you. My one advice to y'all young motherfuckers is take that bitch swimming, because when you see them, they got all that makeup on, and when they get in the pool, if it's different, I'm telling you.
Close your mouth when you chew, you fat bitch.
You gotta shut the fuck up. You talking too much. What I was gonna say was, look, really what it is look, you got all type of bitches. Some bitches is just super duper pretty. It's not really that. It's how they behave. Like you could see if somebody got morals. Like, bitch, do you believe in a god or something? Do you believe in anything, or you just here for the impulses? If you just here for and you'll be surprised. Like it's not something. It's not like a sign per se, but you can see what the bitch is living for. Bitch, you living for a Birkin bag. You living a vape. You living for the next motherfucking spliff. You not living for nothing. You don't believe in nothing. You're not about nothing. Just a pretty bitch, and that's how you get by until you hit that wall. And you will hit that wall.
One thing I've learned, ask a bitch what are her goals. If she ain't got nothing to say, it's time to go, bro. Maybe fuck once or twice and then go.
No,
yeah, because at that point, they just for play.
If you can boil it down to this, did you meet the bitch at church? You meet the bitch at a bar. If you met her at a bar, what the fuck do you think she's there for? To have a long-term relationship with you? Motherfucker, she's there for a good time. You should accept and go.
No,
y'all ever notice that the prettier bitch get, the less interesting she is?
I'm not gonna downplay bars because it's not really about meeting somebody. It's where you meet them. Look, you connect with people where you connect with them. That could be at a bar, that could be at a job, that could be at school. If you actually connect, what I notice is, it's people that really don't even like each other getting together. They don't even really like each other, but they getting together because why not? And they end up in some shit like, y'all don't even really like each other. You think Nina Saeed give a fuck what Devin think about some shit? I feel sorry for that bitch. Like, damn, you had to sit there listening to that motherfucker talk, wearing that bullshit. That's fucked up, bitch. You know
Ryan cheated.
Hey, you know what's crazy, bro? This motherfucker uploaded a picture of him kissing her feet. And then when the video came out of her crying over some other guy, he went and bought her a Maybach truck. Like, what's wrong with this dude, bro?
Wow. Never mind.
Bro, the shit is he's a square, bro. Like, what do you think? Like, bro, for real. Like, when they was talking about that, who was it? She was fucking Rich Homie Quan or Young Thug or one of them, right? She's fucking with Young Thug. This motherfucker posted a picture of himself on Instagram laying on a bed with a Birkin bag. Like, yo, what gay ass shit? What are you even trying to communicate, bro?
Nah, I remember you talking about that shit was sweet. Yeah.
That shit's crazy.
Like, what do you even like? What message? What, that you're unbothered, bro? Like, what type of feminine? And your daddy's supposed to be a pimp? It's like, come on, B. That's crazy. But I said it then when I seen the bitch. I'm like, yo, that's too much woman for him. That's way too much woman for him. Like, nah, I wouldn't even want. Like, nah, I'm good, dog. This got trouble.
Because you can tell that. You can tell that shit when you look at someone. You can tell.
You could tell, like, bro, you're not gonna be able to handle this, bitch. Like, you don't understand. Like, yo, you don't understand. I can't really say what I'm saying because my kids is right there. But you can't handle that shit, dog. Like, that's not for you, dog. Right? You need a DM. You need like a bitch that work at the Department of Motor Vehicles, so you could fly her out and eat McDonald's.
Shut your stupid ass up.
You need a bitch that work at Aldi. You know what I mean? Because to her,
you know what?
What?
Another thing you got to watch out, and this will help you with if you got a joint, is check out her friends and see how they are. Because I had the misfortune one time, even though it wasn't romantic, of being stuck at a table full of joints. And it wasn't no little table, it was a long table. And they were having a conversation about different motherfuckers and all this shit. And I got to tell you, them bitches was evil. And they acted like I wasn't there. So I was like a fly on the wall. I mean, for real. And the shit they were saying, talking about, I don't know why she's dating him. All her friends don't like him. She shouldn't date him if her friends don't like him, and all this other shit. And I'm just like going, God damn, man. And I'm telling you, man, her friends, any joint you get with, her friends will tip you off to a lot of shit on how she thinks, man.
Yeah, but the other shit is that motherfuckers be knowing what shit is. They just ignore it because they thinking what they ever had. Like, really, like, yo, you really listen, man. Do what you need to do and get up out of there. Really, cheat on all them bitches. That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah, like that's what you need to be doing most of the time.
And if quite a shit, didn't you?
Like, that's what my mother told me. That's what my sister told me. So yeah, like that's what you're supposed to do, dog. Like you ain't supposed to, Devin, first pretty looking joint, first because the bitch looked like Jasmine from fucking Aladdin, the Saeed bitch. If y'all ain't seen the bitch, and that's how I knew, like, Devin, what the fuck are you gonna do with this broad? This is too much woman for you, bro.
She way more than him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do with? And I knew how he was gonna end up. Bud surprised me. You are 37 years old, bro. You should know better. But motherfuckers do dumb shit. George said Hitchens did good, but Kambosos needs to retire. My advice to Kambosos is just base yourself out of Australia for the next few fights and fight Australians. Fight Liam Wilson, fight Liam Bottle, fight, Stevie Sparks if he's still around. If you don't want to retire, you could get money doing that, but as far as world level, you done, homie. Ain't gonna do nothing but whoop your ass and whoop your ass, pretty much.
Done. I'm not sure he was ever there. Like you got one win over fucking Tito when he was fucking up, and you were George Kambosos for the rest of your life.
He parlayed that into a lot of money though.
He the Vanilla Ice of boxing, bro. He's just
that's fucking crazy, yo. Nah, fuck that. Because Vanilla Ice had some good hits after fucking Ice.
No, he didn't. No, he did not. He had that. And
the Ninja Turtle song was lit.
True, but that movie was lit. So was it lit because of the song, or was it lit because of him?
Ya ves, though, that's a hit after though. Like, watch out,
go ninja, go.
That's what I'm saying. Watch out, bro.
Wouldn't it be worth? Yeah, it would be worth it for him to be the new Gabe Rosado at 140.
Nah, he more like that dude that sang Somebody That I Used to Know. That nigga did nothing else after that song.
Nah, he stopped making music though. Like he straight up just pieced out, to be honest.
No, he didn't. He it's not that he stopped. He stopped being a recording artist, but I read why he stopped. It was to work on something else. I ain't even mad at him, to be real with you. I ain't even mad at him.
Who?
It was to work on some other kind of musical product or something with an idol of his. Who
are you talking about?
Probably Rick James.
No, I'm not fucking talking about Rick James. Talking about the dude that made that song.
That was his idol, though. Rick James.
Wait, I'm lost here. Kambosos is working on a musical project?
Yes, he is.
Rick James?
Yes, he's working on an Australian version of Cats. That they
oh my god! What the fuck?
Jules, did you recently watch Cats? Because you've been fucking mentioning that a lot lately.
No, Cats, bro. That's that shit, bro. You remember at the Winter Garden Theater?
Oh yeah,
Cats, bro.
What's George gonna call it? Koalas?
Bro, that cat, that's crime against humanity, bro.
Shout out to Virtuoso. Bud kept it 100, but I would prefer he kept that on a DL. He played that part as well as a loyal man. Also, I could tell Devin ain't got he don't, dog. Like that dude is on OnlyFans DMing bitches, bro. That's Devin. You wanna come to my fight? You wanna come to my fight?
She's gonna put child support on them. She's gonna put child support on them. Then Dev's next payments, they're gonna be looking like Brian Norman's purses, bro.
For real. He gonna be on the undercard, fuck around. I'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Well, now we know why Eddie's been saying that Devin needs money. He's been running out of money.
He's broke. Fuck.
How the fuck did you spend all that Ryan Garcia money? Well, now we know.
That's what's frustrating about Bud. He knows better, bro. Like Warren Buffett is one of his like.
Yeah, but you know what? Bud's got a shit ton of money though.
I understand that, but none of these dudes are kicking knowledge to him to be like, "Hey, man." you're getting a lot of shine. You know what's coming next.
I mean, that just means he's got more to lose, bro.
What I'm saying is he can afford it. You know, I mean, Warren Buffett is kicking him down knowledge. So
Yeah,
Bud can
but
afford that shit, man.
Country, judges will make sure you can't afford it. I promise you.
Yeah, but if
any of these country. I promise you, if anything take him to court and any judge gets in front of that, whichever bitch it is, they will make Bud pay through the nose for that shit.
Right, but is he in court at this point? No.
Yeah, but it's still another kid, bro.
Yeah, it's coming.
I mean, if you gonna fuck another bitch, go for it, but don't.
Hey,
don't
the dude's got his own army going. I mean, I can't get mad at him for that, but damn.
I mean, it would be up to the broad to prove in court that Bud wouldn't be a suitable father or like the more suitable parent for the child to live with, which I find hard to believe, seeing that he's a millionaire. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna lose this fight, bro, because he's having another kid with another lady. Y'all seen him at the club with Boosie? Like,
Yeah,
he's wilding out.
No, the disciplined Bud Crawford is gone. Like,
he's gone.
When you think about it, though, she did it just in time because he's about to make a gang of money.
You know, this will probably be Bud's last fight. Y'all know when y'all put y'all 2 weeks notice in and you just don't give a fuck no more. That's Bud.
Yeah, you just going through the emotions for the last couple.
But why would you put?
And he probably don't even show up the last 2 days type shit.
You making sense? Like you making even more sense. Like you putting in your 2 weeks notice, but you about to have another kid. That's
you start giving away 12-piece nuggets and shit.
Like somebody said, the judge is
if you're making that much money, bro, I mean, come on. If you're making that damn much money,
man, y'all,
that ain't
the
gonna be an
judge
issue.
will find a way to take that shit. Like,
No, you know what I think it is, bro? Because think of it like this: Canelo, he's been he's been operating at this level for a long time, right? Like, so you can't say that the silk sheets have gotten to him. Whereas if you look over at Bud, it's like, yeah, no, homie, you're just now coming into some crazy bread. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's starting to look like, yeah, the silk sheets got to your ass.
Yeah.
I don't blame him though. He's about to be 38. I mean, at 38, bro, once you beat Spence, you're about to get the biggest payday. I mean, are you really gonna want to fight again? Like, fuck.
I mean, but Glover Teixeira was fucking 40 years old before he became light heavyweight champion at UFC. So
who the fuck is that, bro?
Here's what
I'm saying. It's like people still operate at a high level when they're getting to like 40 years old and shit. So I can't really.
More important than that,
I can't feel sorry for Bud because it's like, well, Canelo, you're fighting. He's still consistently fighting twice a year at 60 fights, almost 70 fights.
Yeah, what was that, Jason?
Like, no. The more important than that is here's why I can blame him. You're selling this whole fight as this generation's Leonard Hagler. Oh, it's the fight you gotta be at. And you're sitting here wilding out, treating this as your retirement party. Fuck off.
Yeah, he's gonna lose. He's gonna.
That's why I can blame him. It ain't about age. It ain't about like other old people perform at a high level. This shit, like, yeah, that's true, but it's more you trying to sell me this as something to spend my money on, and you're treating it as something completely different in actuality. Fuck out of here.
I think it might be a Jermell Charlo performance.
Man, I hope not. That was embarrassing. Show up and survive.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be that because I think he he and other guys are kind of seeing how those performances, like the reaction from them. So I think it's more likely he probably would rather just like get knocked out in like in the first 3 rounds than go like full 12 and everybody hates it.
I mean, bro, if you check,
you guys think we're gonna see a different Bud at 168?
No, slower one, I guess.
Y'all know, I don't want to say I figured it out, but y'all remember Tank about 3-4 probably last year. He said he called Crawford's baby mama fat, and Bud didn't do shit. I think that's when he was already fucking around.
I mean, yeah, but what was he going to do?
Beat the shit out of Tank.
Contradict him?
I know, but like, what you going to say? No, she not. Then you just going to look stupid. Say that. She not.
Hey, you don't say that.
Just look well.
The best reaction is no reaction. You know why? Because Tank on some real shit. if y'all's in the same room and you said that same shit, even though she is fat, he probably would have fucking strangled your little ass. Not for nothing. Like, yeah, he probably would have choked your little ass out. So the
Put his
best
hand on his
reaction-
shoulder like Bane.
Yeah, like, do you feel in charge? You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you feel
Like,
in charge?
you feel in charge. You know what I'm saying? Like he'd have wrung his fucking neck. But I seen a tweet where Tio was like he want to fight, I think in September or November. I'm gonna take this question to Leo. Leo, do you get the sense that he's gonna fight again this year? Is Leo still there?
Oh, is it?
Nope.
Nah, he dropped off.
I agree with him.
He's playing guitar.
He dropped off. Let me go to Ray. Ray, do you think Tio is gonna fight again this year?
Nope. Considering how hard it is to get him into a stay busy fight, and he doesn't have Turkey right now, I'm assuming he still kind of doesn't have Top Rank. And even if he did, I feel like it would take too long to iron out something that they both agree with. I think it's going to be next year at the very best.
And my son getting yelled at in the background over burgers. Let me let y'all hear this conversation.
Uh-oh. He pissed mom off.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I could see that. What about David Benavidez, y'all? Does David fight again this year? Do y'all think that David's gonna get the Callum Smith fight?
He already had his fight this year.
Bro, I don't think he gets that fight, Way. I don't think he gets that fight.
Me neither. It's just hard to imagine that Callum gonna take a dick in the booty to be the B-side in Vegas for whatever David paying him. I know you could make more just waiting.
For less
You know what I
money,
mean?
less belts, less legacy. Like, no.
Less everything. And the only reason I could think of, okay, then why would Callum even take that fight? The only reason would have to be is if he thinks he could beat David. You know, like if you naive and stupid and you think you could win a decision or some shit. Yeah, but I can't see that. Like, dog, you could literally make more money not doing nothing. Just wait for the winner of Better Be Than Bivol, because you already there. You interim champion. Whoever win that fight got to fight you. All you got to do is chill. You can fight in a stay busy fight while you wait. I don't really think that fight gonna happen, but you know, I'm not against it. I'm not against David getting that fight. I just don't think it's gonna happen. You know,
I think a yard fight.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a very winnable fight. But at the end of the day, if David really wanted that fight, he would have fought him 6 years ago, and or took in that Turkey fight. The offer,
yeah, because you basically waiting for a fight that your ass was already offered. That's how fucking dumb American boxing is. Yo, this dude literally offered you this fucking fight already, dog. And you wouldn't have had to worry what the pay-per-view sells, neither. None of that would have been on you. You would have got a guaranteed lump sum, and you could have chilled after that. You know,
it would have been his career high payday.
No,
Motherfucker's
y'all denying him y'all denying him the chance to become the undisputed interim champion of the world. Like, shame on y'all.
You know he probably gonna fight that fucking German for $80 on pay-per-view. He probably gonna fight. What's the dude name? The German dude that beat Jump, Michael Eifert. He probably gonna end up
Has
fighting.
he fought since then?
Yeah, he has, but it was in Germany, so who gives a fuck?
Oh, okay.
He did fight. He ain't been inactive. He fought, but who gives a shit, dog? Like nobody wants to see. And he supposed to be next. That's the other thing. That he's really next, not Callum. It was never David. It's Michael Eifert. Whoever win Better Be Than Bivol probably got to fight him. I don't even want to see that shit. I'm hoping somebody take care of that motherfucker so we don't got to see that motherfucker again. Yeah, Sugarfoot motherfucker.
IBF rankings, man. I don't know who you'd pick.
Nah, I'm hoping that like Callum, he take a stay busy with Michael Eifert. That he get him, he knock him off his pivot, get him out the way, so that he could then fight the winner of Better Be Than Bivol. That's what I'm hoping he do. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. Lester Martinez got another fight coming up on Pro Box. I'm looking forward to that. That motherfucker could fight.
Yo, speaking of being desperate, Oscar goes online and he tells Tio, like, hey, hit me up if you're a free agent. Now he goes and asks Richard Hitchens, bro.
Jeez.
What you gonna do with that motherfucker?
Exactly, bro.
Really?
I seen both of them shits. I'm like, yo, Oscar, you just a whole weirdo now, bro. Like, what are you even doing? What are you gonna do with Tio?
Being a hoe, bro. He's whoring himself out.
Being a homo, like, what are you? I don't even understand what the beef with Eddie really is, because it's like you could be mad that Canelo went over there, but that's not Eddie's fault. You feel me? Like, what are you mad at him for? That's not his fault. Canelo don't like your ass.
Well, no, if we're being real, he's mad that Hearn is doing better in America than Oscar is.
Honestly, yeah, you could say that. You could say that. He doing more shows in
Yeah,
America.
it's just straight up jealousy, bro.
Yeah, but you was a whole world champion out here, bro. Like you shouldn't be jealous of a regular cat. You was a world champion. You was fucking a lot of bitches. Now you the golden boy. You got golden boy promotions. The fuck you jealous of him for?
Which is further proof that like he wants to be a winner and he's not. He's a fucking loser. He's a second-rate fucking.
That dude is
He's a
using
second-rate fucking promoter.
Yeah,
he's using
now
a
he
cane
is.
to walk. That's crazy.
He is, right? You seen that? He's using a cane.
he's- Like, bro, what the fuck?
He
Oscar.
look. Yeah, he got a cane now, bro. When his ass clapped Thursday, it was a cane by the chair.
He clapped his ass so hard he started wobbling. and shit.
Motherfucker pulled the muscle, clapping his ass.
Yo.
Clapped his ass and pulled the muscle, dog. I wonder what's wrong with him. Maybe it was a golfing accident or some shit. He is like 50 something, right?
He might
up
genuinely just
there.
think that shit's cool. How's that cane look?
I mean, like it looked like a pimp cane a little
Okay,
bit.
there's your answer, bro. There's
It
your
looked
answer.
like
You don't even
a
gotta go further.
little bit, but he is an old dude. And
Nah,
he is
it's multifunctional, bro. The top comes off and it's a Coke spoon.
Yeah, like if you twist the shit off, a big fucking dildo comes out. Like in case you're in trouble.
You
God.
fucking
That's
bag. Why you gotta take it there, you gay bitch?
Just one live. One
Like the
live.
penguin.
It doesn't become gay shit.
No, like the penguin. You know the penguin pulls out a machine gun or a sword. Pull out a dildo. in
No,
case
it's not
he's
a
in
wand.
jail.
It's not a sword. It's not a gun. It's a fucking dildo bat.
It's a fucking dildo. It's got barbecue sauce in it, bro.
And an extra speedo and shit.
Barbecue sauce.
Nigga said barbecue sauce.
Got barbecue sauce.
There's McDonald's barbecue sauce too, though.
But yeah, yo, you know, not a lot going on in boxing this month. We got Jake Paul versus Chavez at the end of the month. I think that's on the 28th.
Can't wait to not watch that.
No, I'm gonna watch that shit. I want to see Zerto versus Dorticos. I want to see that, and I do want to see. You know, should you have to pay $60 for it? No, but because they bundled it up, they turned it into a bundle. I'm gonna end up buying that and probably the Ring Magazine show. I'm gonna end up because it's only like $94. I was like, yeah, I'll get that shit. I guess go live, do that shit. But Chavez ain't gonna win that fight, dog. He ain't gonna win that fight. If he won that fight, it would make up for all the fuck ups in his career, dog. If he won that fight.
You need to tell that to Sergio Mora, Jules. He's out here talking about fucking Chavez is a legit opponent.
Bro, Sergio been saying some stupid fucking shit lately, man. He said that T.O. didn't duck Devin. Like, no, more than usual. He was like, yeah, that's not a duck. That's a business. Like, how is that a business decision? It's only a business decision if you walked into better business. Sitting on the couch tweeting is not better business, bro. Who you gonna fight? If you don't fight Devin, who you
Sean Davis.
Nah, he ain't gonna fight that motherfucker. Dog.
Business decision is just code for being a pussy. Like that's what it is.
That's basically like that's the American boxer's favorite pussy shit to say. It's a business. Well, all right, what business you doing then? If
So,
it's a
Jules,
business,
just quick question. Does Devin fight Richardson Hitchens then?
probably. That
Oh,
fight,
God.
You know what? Devin don't got no options, and neither does Hitchens. Think about it. Nobody give
Yeah,
a
they
fuck
need
about
each other.
either of them. Nobody give a fuck about either of them, bro. No, bro. Rolly, Ryan, they don't give a fuck about no Hitchens, bro.
Hitchens left Matchroom. The contract ended, right?
The contract is up, but I don't know that he's gonna leave Matchroom because Eddie said that the only way that Turkey will fuck with him is through Matchroom. It's the only way he'll fuck with him. So if Keith,
That's funny as fuck, bro.
If Keith thought that like, oh yeah, we gonna do what we did with Edgar, not this time, partner. You know, you're gonna have to rock out with Eddie. And Bill had a meeting. He had a brunch with Eddie yesterday. So it's like, well, what fight could Eddie make for Devin? The Hitchens fight. It's the only one.
If I'm Eddie, I'm giving.
I think it's Teal.
Bro,
Teal
y'all
don't
gotta,
want it.
Bro.
How?
How,
Why y'all
bro?
be mentioning this dude, bro?
My
Well,
dude, like I don't even understand. How
Why?
could you?
Why was he in the ring with him?
What, Hitchens and T.O.?
Yeah.
That is kind of
For
true.
shits and
Couldn't
giggles,
wait.
bro.
I
He
think
was in
it's Turkey.
Shakur's
Turkey's
dressing
gonna
room
do
after
that
the.
fight.
My dude,
He was in
you
Shakur's
gotta
dressing room after the Santos fight. Doesn't matter.
reverse engineer that shit. That's the same dude that turned down 11 mil for Devin, right? You're not gonna get that for Hitchens.
But with Devin, right? Would that fight would have been at 140? Are you sure? Or
No,
would
it would have been above. No, it would have been above 140. It would have been above 140.
So I think
So
he's trying.
it would have been a catch weight again.
Yeah, I think he didn't just. I think he didn't want to fight it that way.
So
why not?
Think,
and this fight is for a belt.
Is it?
So
Yo, wait. So hold on. Can I get just these two things out of here? Because I hear these things all the time. So first point, he's fighting at 145. He doesn't want to do that. We're gonna fight Boots at 47. Fuck out of here. Now the belt thing, right? So a lot of people keep talking about the belt and unifications, like those
what
are
a
very
diplomatic
good things.
tone.
But here's the thing, the belts just cost more money. You have two belts now. It's 6%. And now Richardson Hitchens is going to want more money because he's going to pay 6%. Now you're going to want more money because you pay 6%. And now the fight's too expensive. It doesn't happen. Guess what? The fight was too expensive the first time. It didn't happen.
What's with
I don't see it, bro. Like, you don't turn down 11 mil for punk ass Devin that you know can't hit hard. Like, you understand that? Like, you don't turn 11 mil down to fight the same kind of motherfucker with the same style for less money. Nobody
for $2 million.
Yeah, like, nobody gonna give you 11 mil for no fucking Richardson Hitchens, bro. Like, I don't see it, bro. If anything, they met up for a Hitchens fight. Bill and Devin, they try and do that because they don't have no options. What's Devin's options right now? What?
Blair the Flair.
He's about to fight in child support court, bro.
That's what I was
Probably
gonna say. What,
Ben, to be
Nina
honest.
Sayed? That's the only fight he got coming up. Nina Sayed.
If I'm Eddie, I'm not going past 1.1 for the whole fight. Both of y'all split that shit.
I'm gonna be real that Devin shouldn't be making more than fucking $700,000 a fight, bro. Like,
That's
yo,
crazy.
nobody fuck with you, bro. Like, for real, nobody fuck with you. Like, in Hitchens,
Jules, but that's the problem. That's the
Bro, I
problem
feel
when
like
you allow
7 is even generous.
a guy, when you overpay a guy for fucking years and years, and then you tell him, "Oh, bro, all I can pay you is 700 G's." Yeah, he ain't gonna fucking take it.
Then
Devin
don't take
being-
Go
but
kick
that's the
rocks.
solution. That's the solution. That's the solution. Like, yo, Devin, look, you don't draw like that, bro. You don't. What the fuck we look like giving
Bro.
you 2-3 mil? You don't draw like that.
The fact that a fighter like Devin is making that type of much money, dude, that's a recession indicator. I think, Devin Haney fight purses are a recession indicator.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that a dude that literally gets laughed at on every fucking podcast is getting 2-3 mil. You don't sell no tickets. Bitches don't like you. Saeed about to take you to the cleaners. Why are they paying you that, bro? Why? And Hitchens, yo, you a $300,000 fighter, bro. Get the fuck out of here. You $300,000.
I, for one, am very glad that this Haney and Hitchens fight may come to fruition, because then they can both be on a show that I cannot watch. It'll be fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, and what kind of drugs is Eddie on that you even trying to make that fight, bro? Who you think want to see that shit?
Well, Jules, he made this fucking fight between Hitchens and Cambosos. Nobody gave a shit about that fight.
Yeah, but I feel like that was to honor. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was mad they made that shit. But I feel like that was to honor the contract. Like, look, Hitchens, we'll give you 3-4 fight deal, and we'll get you a big fight at the end of the deal. Cambosos is the big fight with the big name, right? And then bing, he honored the deal. But you gotta see, Eddie, yo, nobody fuck with Hitchens in New York. The fuck? Nobody fuck. You better off signing some more Puerto Ricans, man. I'm being real with you. If you want New York flow and you want a guy sell tickets in New York, man, just sign some motherfucker from Bushwick, Brooklyn, or the Lower East Side, bro. Like, you are wasting money, dog. And he admitted it too, that they lost money on Hitchens' fights. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't nobody lining up to buy tickets to go watch that fucking guy fight.
I said that shit, that Hitchens is not a fighter that should be headlining shows, and that's not a knock on him, but economics is economics. You either sell tickets or you don't. What you putting a guy like that in the main event for? Ain't nobody gonna show up for him.
Right.
If anything, you should sign. Y'all should have kept Matias, because you don't need a belt to sell tickets with that guy. He Puerto Rican. That's gonna sell it by itself. Just put Wepa outside the fucking garden. Puerto Ricans gonna come in like walkers and shit.
One of us. One
Listen,
of us.
I get the criticism with Hitchens, but the fight was actually entertaining. I was really entertained with the fight.
No. The fight was better than I thought it would be because he actually held his feet.
And he got hit in the head. Cambosos, he got hit in the head a lot, and didn't look like he was really stunned to the head. You know, he kept fighting back, and he got some good shots in. I think. You know, it was.
But tell me that don't belong on an undercard, bro. Tell me that fight didn't.
Of course. No, I mean,
that shit belongs on a YouTube fucking card.
No. Hang on.
Prelim, the prelim.
That's a pro box fight.
Let's not reimagine that fight. It was boring as shit for the first 4 rounds. Then from round 5 to round 7, it was kind of entertaining, and then it ended in round 8. Like, let's not oversell the shit.
Like, Eddie, you've been in America long enough. You've been in America since what, 2017, right? 2017, 2018. You gotta know this shit don't move the needle. You need to sign some more Mexican fighters, some more Puerto Rican fighters. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of this market. That's what moves the needle. Hitchens could be on the undercard, but you're not going. He's never gonna be a main event fighter. Like no, he's not. I'm sorry,
Jules. I think you forget, bro. The saying is, and Eddie Hearn has never seen a black man without a shirt that he doesn't want to sign, bro.
I mean, you know, he did. What's the other kid he signed? Because it wasn't just him. I think he signed Jahan Ingram. Was it?
Shit.
Mayweather Promotions fighter. He signed 2 of them.
Oh, he signed him too?
Oh, didn't he sign that Tucker kid?
Jahi Tucker is with top rank. He was top rank. He signed 2 guys from Mayweather Promotions. The first was Richardson Hitchens. Then it was another one after that, and he ended up losing. I forgot the kid's name. I think it was Jahan.
Oh, Ingram. Lorenzo Simpson.
Yeah,
Truck Simpson. Yeah.
He's, you know, like you gotta stop thinking. Like, you gotta look around, dog. You doing shows on the East Coast? Yeah, you need a Puerto Rock. You do. If you're doing shows on the East Coast, if you're doing shows on the West Coast or the Southwest, yeah, you need a Chicano fighter, bro. Why don't you sign the other Vargas brother? Even if he not as nice as Emiliano, that's not the point. You could use him to anchor shows. You know.
Wait, which one, Fernando or Amaro?
Tupac Amaru Shakur, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, like, because there's another one that he's fighting on Marv Nation shows, and it's like, yeah, you know, he's not as talented as Emiliano. He's not, but you could still use him as an anchor to do shows in certain parts of the country. Like, sign that motherfucker, because you're bugging, bro. Like, yeah, you bugging.
I honestly think somebody needs to get in Eddie's ear, and tell him, sign Sugar Nunez. Guaranteed box office right there.
No, he is signed. He is signed to him. He is. Sugar's his fighter. It's just he.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sugar is his fighter. It's just he.
They need to quit bullshitting and promote him here in the U.S.
Yeah, like, you sent him to Japan the last time, and before that, he went to Gurgistan or wherever the fuck that place. I don't know how to say that shit. It was
Tajikistan.
What?
Kachikistan?
That sounds. I don't know why, but that sounds.
Racist. I thought he. You know what I thought? I thought he said orange chicken. That sound like. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you got guys you could sign, and not just the guys, also the girls too. I've been saying it. Like, yeah, you got to sign some Mexican girls. Like, yeah, if you really trying to sell tickets out here, yeah, you got to do that. You got to sign Mexican girls for the West Coast and the Southwest. Puerto Rican girls for the East. Yeah, because that's what's going to sell the tickets at the end of the day. And everybody else, you could build them up on those undercards. But the idea you're going to have an Australian in New York with Richardson Hitchens, bro, who the fuck you think going to buy tickets to that, bro? You ain't going to sell no tickets with that shit?
Yo, Jules, did you happen to see Paulie fucking criticize Cambosos, and Cambosos fired back, and that shit was fucking hilarious.
Because Paulie is not in a position. Like, I know Paulie like talking shit about Devin, for example, but you're really not in a position to talk shit about Devin because his career is already more successful than yours. It is. He did make more money than you. That's one. He did become undisputed. You never did that. And, you know, he is a two-way champion. Paulie just don't be liking motherfuckers, but it's like, yo, you be setting yourself up to get embarrassed because a lot of these guys you making fun of, they made more money than you, bro. They did.
You would think he'd have pillow fist solidarity, but apparently not.
I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about Devin he doesn't like so much. Because he been having a go at Devin though. Even before Devin became a clown, he didn't like him.
He was hard to
He
like,
does-
dude. He's hard to like.
He doesn't like
even
him
before,
mainly
even
because
before.
he mainly doesn't like him because he views him basically saying, okay, you have all the things that I had. Like I didn't have good punching power. I wasn't really like a wildly entertaining fighter, but your career went a lot better. And he views it because he said, hey, your career was guided way more than mine. Like I had to be B-side in most of my fights. It was more difficult for me, even though I came out as an Olympian and you were just some guy that was fighting bums in Mexico.
So it's jealousy. It's jealousy.
Basically, yeah.
I
Because
mean,
he likes the European
Yeah.
guys for the exact
Yeah,
opposite
Paulie's
reason.
always had a
Like,
chip on his shoulder for sure.
yeah, that's why.
fucked
'Cause-
up, man. I mean, if you're
But
gonna
it
be
is
jealous,
true what it
be
is true
jealous of
what he
somebody
said.
else, it's better. Like that's really better than. Like,
It
come
is
on.
true what he said though. Devin came up fighting fucking stumble bums and rickshaw drivers south of the border, bro. Like that's literally what he did. It's kind of
Some of
fucked up.
some of it is the tension that you know what I mean. The tension between Devin's fans and Paulie's type of person.
Yeah.
Like, considering Paulie's views on political issues and things like that. So it's kind of like really that.
I love how you said Paulie's kind of people and not Paulie's fans. Like he doesn't.
No, because I would say that Paulie is like medium racist. Can we say that?
What?
That he's
Yeah, Jules, remember, you guys are forgetting. You guys are forgetting a few years ago he went on the 3 Knockdown Rule podcast and he said some shit about George Floyd that they had to scrap the episode because of him saying that.
Yeah,
you didn't know that, Jules?
No, I didn't. But I'll say this: if it was about the toxicology report, I don't know what he said, but if he brought up the toxicology report, well, that's just the fact. That is just the fact.
Well, he mentioned that. I remember what he said. He mentioned that, but then also he kind of tried to make it sound like the dude was a criminal, so they shouldn't have shown him any kind of mercy during that whole thing. And that's where these dudes were like, oh shit, like they got backlash. They got backlash and they scrapped the episode.
Yeah, and Steven Espinoza, liberal ass, had to get his Mauricio on and be like, hey, you gotta go.
Because when I saw the backlash that he got for what he said about the amateurs, and I thought that I didn't think he deserved that for that. I don't know what he said about George Floyd, but I know what he said about the amateurs. That was actually true, though. That was true. Yeah. That the Eastern Europeans, when they started participating in more Olympics and more and more and more, and they kind of took that shit over, not completely, but they doing their thing more than we are. That was a fact. I'm like, why they getting mad? That's actually true.
Yeah, and also too, he got shit canned from Showtime because he dared to criticize Deontay's sorry ass, and they didn't like that. That's why they got rid of him.
I remember he said that they was telling him that he got to apologize, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good. I ain't doing that." And once again, I was like, "Well, I get that. Like, I'm not saying he's a good guy because he comes off to me as medium racist, medium racist."
Medium.
He's Italian. Yeah, he's just an Italian
because
guy.
He's Italian. You know what I mean? Like
he's from Bensonhurst.
Italian
American. Don't be calling him Italian.
Level racism. Like they have a high threshold for racism.
But the stuff that he was getting heat for is like, how y'all gonna get mad because he told the truth about the amateurs? That's why I was like, that is true though. Like, them dudes is running that shit now. It's not like it was before where we winning every motherfucking thing. We're not. Last male Olympic gold medalist we had was Andre Ward. How long ago was that?
21 years ago.
You know what I'm saying? So when he said that about the amateurs, and I saw, typical shit, people don't like it, people getting mad, but I'm like, how you gonna get mad when that's true? That's true.
Yeah,
because people can't accept real criticism, Jules. That's what it is.
It's like, listen, I had this discussion this weekend with my relatives and my in-laws and everything, and they're all freaking out, like this deportation, everyone's all up in arms. And then I said to them, where was the outrage? Where was the outrage when Obama did it? Because Obama was the worst one. He was a tyrant. He deported 3 million people without due process, and he ruined all these lives. Nobody said anything. Nobody said shit. It dawned on me like if these people cared about the immigrants as much as they hate Trump, they would realize that Trump's only deported 1 million people, and this is all for show. I mean, Obama was the worst fucking piece of shit.
But Don,
they're both pieces of shit in my opinion. But Obama was the worst piece of shit.
Don, but let's keep it real though. He's got 3 more years in office. You don't think the way he's going, he's going to pass that number?
It's not even that. So. Look, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's that at the end of the day, it's simple. At the end of the day, the whole thing is simple. If not for the last 4 years of Democratic administration, they would not be going through these extremes. I don't think they would be doing this if y'all didn't leave the border open as long as y'all did. I don't think that was a pivotal voting point for Trump to get in that office, that he said, we gonna get everybody out of here. That's a big part of the reason they voted for the motherfucker, because of that.
Yeah, no, he used these people. He used his voter base. He totally backstabbed them because he's ended up being a neocon. He's funding the wars. He's still in war. He's not defunding any of the military. In fact, he increased military spending in his big beautiful bill. He didn't cut, like I said last time, he didn't cut Medicaid and all that. He's just making it difficult for those people to get it. But he is getting money from private prisons that are putting money back into his fund to deport more people, and he's giving them. And then
you're just describing the political system, though. Like,
he's doing the same thing.
I would just say a more effective line of reasoning would be to say, his supporters also voted for him to get out of the Middle East. And we're about to go to war. We're about to
that's been in the plan. That's been in the plan long before he was president.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
it's been like 40 years in the making.
I think it's comical that these people are picking sides. Like, these people are going to help us, or these people are on our sides. They don't give a fuck about us, dude. Neither of them. None of them do.
No, I don't like focusing on what the politicians say, because that's all bullshit anyway. But the idea, I'm just looking at the left, and I'm just listening to the people that are on the left, and I'm like, well, what is it that you're proposing? No border? Make it make sense to me.
Yeah,
if I'm an outsider, I'm not from here. I don't have a side. I don't have a passion for any of this shit. Make it make sense to me. What is it that you're proposing that there should be no?
So their argument, their perspective is that it's not about an open border or closed border. It's about having essentially the immigration system to where there's enough judges so that every single border attempt that there's found, right? Every person that's caught and released, they essentially have to go see a judge first before entering the country. So it makes it impossible for you to overstay a visa. It makes it very difficult for you to overstay any type of,
I'm gonna be honest.
That's
with
their
you
perspective.
I'm
not saying I support.
Julio, I'm gonna be honest with you that I have seen countless people talk about the subject. Right, I've seen plenty of people from the left talk about that, and none of them said that. What I have always taken away from when I hear them talk about it is what I always hear: you don't want a border.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm just relaying to you the policy perspective.
Yeah. I've heard.
Let me say this.
I've heard what he's saying.
I understand the policy perspective, but that's not what I'm getting at. I'm talking about the people that are on the ground, the people that are complaining, the people that are against it. Help me understand what your perspective is, because I don't think
people don't know. These people don't know anything.
They don't know how to communicate it. They're retards like me.
I don't think that any of you go to bed at night with your door wide open. I don't think that any of you do that, right? But that sounds like what you're saying. You want it to be over here. That's what it sounds like.
I think I think you have a point. I think it's the word salad I gave to you is not effectively messaged to the American people in any type of reasonable way. I agree with you on that one.
Honestly, Jules, I was going to say, just really quick, I just want to say something. I'm not taking sides, but I want to say this. I think the process to become an actual fucking legal immigrant is crazy. And they need to fix that if they ever want people to legitimately try to become legal citizens of this country.
It is for some people, not for everyone. There are visas designed for certain class of people. And the visas that are designed for the class of people that they want here are the people that are in industries that tech needs, or whoever lobbies. Well, listen, whoever lobbies the most in Congress, whoever's giving Congress enough money to say, listen, we need these laws, we need these loopholes to be exposed for people to come over here. We're going to make it easier for Pakistanis, Indians, or Chinese. They have those visas.
Bro, I agree with you.
Yeah,
but like,
no, it's not about agreeing
with
me.
It's just to the average.
It's not about agreeing.
They want people that are going to contribute, and they don't want people who are.
No.
That's all bullshit. They want cheap labor.
They want people. No. They want people that are going to.
Nobody can hear nothing y'all saying. Nobody can hear nothing y'all saying.
Let me just add very quickly.
Sure.
There is an immigration problem. Like, our immigration system fundamentally cannot handle the amount of people that are trying to enter the country. Mm-hmm. That's actually a material reality that people are seeing.
Sure.
Like, they're literally seeing it, and they're getting, they have a lot of other anxieties, and so that becomes something where they're like, those people are getting all the same shit I'm getting. Like, how they're like skipping the line or whatever. Like, people are frustrated because they see it. Mm-hmm. And I agree that we shouldn't be inhumane in how we treat people, and we should have a fair, judicial system that's going to hear their case. The way this country was set up, but
unfortunately,
there has to be a better way to message the, the word salad that we're talking about.
I agree. I agree. But
an easier thing to do would be to stop getting involved in these other countries' business.
Listen. Look, it's my turn. It's my turn. And this is very simple. It's very simple. Because, and this is not sympathy, this is just the reality of what people think. Everybody's saying that, we got to have judges and we need immigration reform to accommodate who? These are not American citizens. What portion of our budget as a country, what portion of our attention is supposed to go? Let me finish. That's the perspective that those people have. That is the perspective that they have. That it's not our job to accommodate every Joe Schmo that comes from a fucked up country. That is not our job. You don't expect this of other countries, but nobody gets put on the spot like this.
Jules, I think liberals got to be real. Liberals got to be real, but conservatives got to be real too, bro.
No,
we're about to go to war in Iran, right?
Yes,
all that shit you're talking about, I'm with it. But this conflict that we're involved in is going to create a massive refugee crisis.
And listen,
like you got to also conservatives also have to deal in reality. Like,
let me get this in. Hold on, let me get this in. Unfortunately, being humane and having courts and having judges and being ethical affects companies' bottom dollar. Nobody wants to spend that money. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit.
You know what it really is? Another problem is there's too many people waiting to talk.
Okay. Now, I haven't been able to get a word in edgewise practice.
You're still going to be able to.
This is a great conversation.
Listen. What I equate the immigration reform to, and having the resources to do all this thing, is kind of like the anti-doping thing in boxing. Who's going to pay for it? They want it to be standard issue. Every fight at every level. Okay, who's going to pay for it? Because somebody has to.
Exactly.
And nobody wants to. No, underneath it all, nobody wants to pay for that shit.
To do it. Nobody cares.
Yeah, but see, a major problem too is that it's only wrong, racist, and everything else when America enforces its own immigration policy.
Exactly.
If another country does it, there is no problem. Nobody says anything. The minute America does it, you're racist, you're fascist, you're this, you're that. No, I'm not for kicking, discriminating against people and kicking everybody out. But there are people who are in this country who don't belong here. There are some.
By that definition, Obama.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, yes, we need to have a rational immigration
Obama
system,
is a fascist.
but we also have to behave rationally in the world stage.
Arnold was asked about it last week, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he gave the best answer that I've ever heard about it. Obviously, there needs to be immigration reform, but these two sides benefit from their hardline stances, so there won't be any. The Democrats, the people on the left, they because they're so pro, they benefit from that in a manner of speaking, and because the people on the right are like, no, fuck that shit. In a manner of speaking, they benefit from that. When the best solution is meet in the middle. That's the solution to everything. Meet in the middle.
It's a Ponzi scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme. They're not going to meet in the middle.
A lot of it,
it's
a
Ponzi scheme.
They want to use it as an issue because
at the expense of us.
Anyways, did you know 2 days ago Pakistan 2 days ago when the bombing started, Pakistan, which is next to Iran, said, "Hey, we're standing with Iran until death." Today, breaking: Pakistan closes the border so nobody could go into Pakistan. They don't want the refugee problem. They don't want the immigrants, and it's like, well, fuck. I mean, shit, we're fucked too.
Yo, but
Yeah, but
really
the
quick,
thing with that is that Pakistan is doing that because they're basically telling the United States and Israel, you can go to war in Iran, but you can't use nukes because we'll strike you if you use a nuke on them. So it's kind of like diffusing it before it starts. That's why they have to close
Put
the
it
border.
this way. Put it this way. Put it this way. They use America's quote unquote good nature against it. The way that fighters take advantage of Eddie Hearn, right? That's kind of what happens with this country. People have their own border laws all the time. You guys don't bat a fucking eyelash over it anywhere else on the fucking planet.
Right.
In America, this is the only place where they act like you have to. And that's why those people on the right, that's why they get upset. Like, you don't hold anybody else to this fucking standard. If you're
Jules.
Go ahead.
Oh, just really quick. That's not completely true. There have been documentaries on that channel Vice where they've actually profiled when there was a bunch of African immigrants from all those fucking countries that were fleeing, whatever was going on in their countries. They were going to Europe, and Europe eventually took a hardline stance and started keeping a lot of those motherfuckers out. So it's not just the US. Europe has decided to start doing the same thing. A lot of those Eastern European countries like Poland, Slovakia, Turkey, Greece, all of those countries, they all started taking a hardline stance against accepting immigrants. And then people were like, oh shit. So now they're finally going to fucking enforce, immigration laws. So it's not just the US that wasn't doing that. There was other parts of the world that were going through the same exact thing.
Well, listen, but this is the reason, though, right? The Western Europe's economies, like all the European economies, have gone to shit because of the war in Ukraine and Russia. Because Russia's energy, like their oil, was such an essential part to the European economy, and it's now shut off. So they're experiencing a recession. That's why they can't have their systems cannot support immigrants because they're being immiserated already, bro. It's like, we have to do something about the way we behave in the world too. Like, we can't just also forget about that because real dangerous shit is about to happen.
That's utopian thinking. That's
no, it's not. It's rational.
Of course it is.
We literally just have to do what's
you're
in our
not running
country's
the world,
interest, not in
and
what's
you're
Israel's
not,
interest or
it's-
Ukraine's interest or Saudi Arabia's interest, America's interest.
That
it's
is
in the interest-
utopian.
Rational.
It's in the interest of whoever is running the country, and whoever you think is running the country is not. Who's running the country are companies. There's only 5-6 companies that are running the whole world.
Yes.
And that's it. And they don't care about your protest. They love it. You know what all this is? You know what all this divide is? It's a byproduct of a Ponzi scheme. They want you to be at each other's throat. They want you to be fighting amongst yourself. They want you to be blaming an orange guy with wavy hair. They love it. They don't care. It takes the steam off of them. It's profitable. War is profitable. This
Always
divide
has
we're
been.
seeing is profitable. Like this guy brought up Vice News. It is one of the most biased news organizations in the world. And I bet you anything, it's not just Europe. They're probably targeting a certain country with a certain, let's say, political affiliation. They want to paint the other guy to look bad so that you look at it and go, that's the bad guy. Let's blame them.
Wait, Don, they can't be biased from the standpoint of
course.
They profiled multiple countries.
They are a biased news organization.
But they profiled multiple places. It's not like they just talked about one place.
They are very
Hold on.
multiple
Let me read the
places.
super chat. Papa Foundry asked, Jules, would you fight protesters in LA? I don't have a stance on what they're doing.
And a lot of those people are paid. You know that, right?
No,
They're
no, it's
hired.
not. No. I know.
People are hired.
I know that they're trying to create anarchy, but my stance is I've never been bothered by essays coming through the border. I never looked at that as a problem. The only reason that it starts becoming a problem is if in the last 4 years the border policy went to shit. Now all types of shit is going on. You created the swell that created this wave. That's why they're reacting so aggressively now over that.
Right.
Because of the last, because motherfuckers been coming through the border. Like
Well,
that's not nothing new.
let's roll that back. Who's acting aggressively here? Are people or the policies?
I would say people and policies.
Okay,
people
the
and
people are
policies.
reacting because of a social divide. The policies are reacting to a strong growth in the private prison sector. Now, Trump and a lot of his administration is tied up in. Did you know that they signed new contracts for certain facilities that are going to be built in the U.S. as well as abroad? Basically, they're not using Guantanamo Bay; they're privatizing that shit now. So they signed contracts with people to start transporting by air, by road, by rail, and all these prisons are going to be built by these private companies, and the food, the board, the maintenance, the staff, everything is going to be run privately. And what they're doing is that they're making all this money in the stock market. So if you invest $5 million and that stock goes up $10, imagine what it does to your stock. And what they're doing is they're giving the money back to Trump. They're donating it to him. Look it up. It's public record. They're donating it to Trump, and Trump, he's doing with that money.
Bro, we get it. You read the
back in-
news, but listen.
Okay. Let me answer the question.
I'm just saying.
Let me
motivation
answer
here,
Let me
and it's not what
answer
you
the
think.
yeah, but let me answer the question. The protesters in LA. You want my honest opinion? I'm a very logical person.
Oh, sure.
1
I'll
plus
ask your
1 equals
opinion. Yeah.
2.
What do you think?
I don't think they make sense.
Yes.
I just don't think they make sense.
Yeah, you're exactly. Seldomly do protesters make any sense.
It's a waste of time.
Their perspective. I'm trying to I'm trying to wrap my, because solutions are about accommodating both parties. If you're trying to de-escalate a situation, you have to have a sympathetic ear for both sides of an argument. But the argument that this side is making, I'm like, look, I don't know. I don't. What you want doesn't make sense. What you want, it doesn't make sense.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry, but it
propaganda.
doesn't.
Yeah.
I can't rationalize why you think it's okay to do that. You're not acknowledging that you're breaking a law. You're not acknowledging that if this were a different country, we wouldn't be having this conversation because you'd be shot.
They'd be
You'd
shot.
be shot.
Yeah, or kicked out, or whatever.
No,
They
yeah,
would have been.
no, they would've been
shot.
So it's very hard for me to I'm trying to, I'm hearing you, and I understand that there's a lot of people that are here. They just want to live. They just want to work. That's literally it. That is all. I understand that. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge in doing this, you are breaking the law, though. You know what I mean?
Not only that, but you can't protest and wave another country's flag, no matter
I agree.
what country
that shit don't even.
In the
that
country
shit don't
that
even
you
make
don't
sense to
want
me.
to stay in,
Yeah.
and you're waving your country's flag.
Yeah.
It's like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Bro,
Are you fucking
You
serious?
should be waving this country's flag and fighting for what this country stands for, which is freedom of speech, the due process, and civil rights. You should be doing that, but you're not. What you're doing is creating chaos. And I bet you anything that some of these protesters got paid to do this to incite a lot of violence, and that's it. It's
Yes,
manipulation of
I
the
agree
crowd.
with that.
Yeah.
But
Bro,
you could tell that there's somebody behind the scenes
Exactly.
galvanizing the people and
Yes.
fanning that flame. You could tell that a lot of it, it's not that it's manufactured, it's that it's being amplified. Somebody's putting steroids in the
Do
shit.
you know? Are you aware of the? Did you ever see the Cambridge Analytica debacle where they did this thing in other countries to turn over elections? What they did to one country was that they convinced a group of people to rebel and not to vote because they told them that it was useless, and the party that they wanted to win won because of it.
I have a better
By a
example, bro.
landslide. I mean,
I
it
have
was disgusting.
I have a better example. I'm son of immigrants, so when somebody waves a Mexico flag, it boils my blood, bro. 2 years ago in Mexico, there was a protest from white people, and they were down there in Mexico at the beaches with American flags. Man, the Mexicans were like, "Man, get that shit out of here!" Mexicans in Mazatlan, they were like, "Man, you ain't in fucking USA." But when we do it, it's like, "Oh no, I'm from Mexico. I'm from Guatemala, El Salvador, bro. We don't give a shit." Like fuck. Like
to that extent, I agree, because then if you're in a foreign country, the optics of it, you're in a foreign country essentially. You're not American. You're waving a foreign flag in a foreign country. Brody, if I didn't know better, I think you were at war. That's what that looked like to me. What, you trying to take this shit over piece by piece? Why are you here waving that flag? Why? It can't be because you represent us. You clearly don't. You didn't go through due process. You broke the law, and you don't want to acknowledge that. You just want what you want. And when I hear the other side talk, all I hear is, I want what I want. I don't care what the law is. That's all I hear. I just want what I want.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's a slap in the face to the people who did come here legally through the proper channel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is.
Well, when you actually talk to these people, hang on. When you talk to some of these people, at least some of the online people, they'll just sit there and go, well, this was our land originally, and you stole it from us. And you're like, bro, read a history book. There's a Mexican-American war. You lost. And then in Mexico City, where we fucked our way to, we paid you $15 million to establish a new border at the Rio Grande.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally what I read. That's literally what I like. That's the way my understanding of the whole shit has always been Mexico sold that to the United States.
And the French did too. The French sold their territory because the French had territory here.
The main argument I've heard about that, though, is that somehow the U.S. has violated the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. I don't have a lot of knowledge about that, but that's one of the claims that I've heard made in the past.
Dude, the United States has violated like every single treaty it's signed in the past.
They took more land.
Since its
They
inception.
took way more land.
Yeah, that means nothing. That literally means nothing.
I just don't think. I just
We do
think.
it all the
Look,
time.
I would just say this: that if it reaches a point to where what you're advocating what you're advocating for is to break the law, I don't really think there's a solution to that. You just want what you want. You don't care what the laws are, and because you don't care what the laws are, that kind of says why people don't want you here. You don't care. You just want what you want.
Yep. Yeah, but this is a byproduct, like I said, of ideology now. Like now, instead of people discussing the real problem, which is why are these companies seeing it fit to create all this chaos to turn $1? Isn't that a problem? Isn't there something wrong with that? Isn't there something wrong with us humans that we're willing to get into these petty arguments and fights in the street over ideology when it's all about someone's greed and money, and that's all it is.
But whoever's greed it is, they're hiding. Like, you know how this works.
Oh, no, of course they're hiding.
You know how this works.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
they're
the
hiding.
Hold on. Like the average American can see like immigration, right? It's a tangible issue to them. Like, I get what you're saying. I agree with you. Like, we should focus on the companies, but to the average American, that relationship is more abstracted. They don't see it in their life the way they see the other issue.
And
the other issue is a lot easier to understand, and people see it and they experience it. So that's what you got to change, bro.
Yeah, I think you can track some of these companies. You can track some of these companies by figuring out who are the companies giving the most money to Congress. They're all bought.
I gotta stop you. Because
who? Why?
The whole thing you're talking about is like, oh, we gotta go to these companies. We gotta do this. We gotta do that with these companies. This has always been the case with you in history.
Of course,
you can always.
Brother.
The fucking Napoleonic Wars, both sides were funded by the Rothschild. You know, the big bank that's still in the active today.
Yeah.
Like, brother,
they're still one of the superpowers of the world.
Like, bro,
but that shit's never gonna
ever.
It's never gonna happen. Let
me say this. Long story short, because I'm a God-fearing person. I'm with Undefeated. If you act, they're never gonna fix this.
Never.
No. But it would solve one thing. We would all be more united as people instead of having
it's never gonna. Bro, fucking PBC and the Zone said end of pay-per-view, and we still getting pay-per-views. It's never gonna happen.
It's never gonna happen, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that brings back to my original argument. Like, yeah, it affects their bottom dollar, and things are not going to change. It's just not going to change.
We can't assume historical certainties, fellas.
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm going to assume anything, but
like at one point, people said
somebody said this has been a trajectory for,
and it has. Technically, it never did. They just renamed it.
It never did, but chattel slavery, it did in certain areas. We can say that.
It's not in the West. No, we can't.
In the West.
No, wait a minute. Yeah, that's the other thing. Slavery didn't end, bro. It didn't end. It did it,
but chattel slavery did.
That all right. That chattel slavery ended, but there's still slavery in Africa though. Like there
Yeah,
is.
there's still
It
slavery in
still
most of the
exists.
There
world.
is, but okay,
Yeah.
people said
Yeah,
feudalism.
ask, look at Mauritania. The Arabs are
People
still
said
enslaved
people said
people
feudalism would
Mauritania.
never end. People said feudalism would never end.
Well, we're feuding now.
I ate ass once.
Get out of here.
Anyway,
you're saying this never ends, that never ends. It just changes the fucking name. That's
It's
all.
Bill Maher on Real Talk.
Yeah, you can't assume historical certainties.
Well, no, we can't assume it, but it's been playing out the same way.
You're a subject to a system that prevents you from having an imagination that exists outside of it.
Okay, Julio. How do you, if
Are
you were
quoting the
in charge?
Matrix?
Yeah, like how would you end this, Julio? How?
How would I end? I mean, dude, I don't know. I'm a slave to the moment.
So you don't have an imagination.
But I can only
It's
guess.
not gonna
Listen,
happen,
I can only
bro.
guess. Like,
How would you end it? I don't know.
I
It's
can
not
guess.
gonna
Yeah, I
happen.
can make good assumptions.
Well, it's hard.
You would have to.
It's hard
like,
to know
literally
how
to end
this would
everything, to
end.
end this this civilization. Well, you would literally have to, at a cellular level, get rid of property rights. Just get rid of it.
That's not gonna.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
Well,
because
if the
then we're
government
gonna have
wants
HUD
to,
rights.
they'll have to. So, like,
What are you gonna have after that? What are you gonna have after that? Like bench rights?
If the United States empire collapses,
Shoe
yes,
rights?
that would happen.
Bro,
That
that's
would-
a
that
big
could happen.
that's a big if, bro. We live in reality for a second. It's not gonna happen, bro. It's not.
Man,
But
all
if
I
the
know
U.S.
is that-
empire
hang on.
ends, that would happen. Yeah.
All I know is that we agree on a lot of the major issues here, all of us, and we're having a fucking argument about this shit. Like it's not gonna happen. There's gonna be no unifying thing here, boys.
I think what it is also is that if somebody proposes something, somebody comes up with another reason why that won't work, or there's a lot of, well, I know this certain thing, so that's the standard. This form of argument's not gonna really. We're not going to get anywhere here, but I can agree with you guys on one thing: is that we're all fed up with it, and we're tired of seeing all this shit. And for the large part, I try not to pay attention to most of it. I don't hate Republicans. I don't hate Democrats. I don't hate liberals. I don't hate super conservatives.
Yeah, that's not.
I just feel bad that they have been captured and they have been manipulated, and they're just a product of whatever the echo system, their ecosphere they're listening to. That's it.
But you gotta be careful because, and this goes for people on both sides, because the really extreme ones, they do stupid shit.
Oh, of course.
Mean, on the light side, they'll just unfriend you over political disagreements.
Yeah,
And
I've had that happen.
On the extreme, they'll do some like stupid or violent shit to you.
Dude, they'll kill a politician.
Yeah. Well, listen, I just don't get involved with too much of it. In my life, like I've had people unfriend me because they think I'm a Trumper, and I'm not. Like I'm just calling out their hypocrisy on because I have a lot of people on the friends with the left, and I have a lot of people that voted for Trump.
Yeah,
and,
see, I got friends on both sides, but I was friends with the people. I really don't agree with the left. Okay, I mean, I ain't exactly
it's harder to agree with them.
Either, but I was friends with those guys before this shit. So I'm the type of person, if I was friends with you way before this shit ever happened, guess what? I'm staying friends with you. Yeah. But some of them, if they knew some of my views and that don't agree with them, they would drop me.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what's happened. That's what's happened with me too. Even though I don't bring up Trump, I just bring up I don't agree with how your side is handling things. Obviously, I'm not for that. But then they assume that I'm for the other side. I'm like, why would you assume because I don't agree with you that I'm for the other guy? Why can't I be not for the other? Why can't I be for
that's
nobody?
A shame. Like, to me, like when people say the U.S. empire is ending, to me, that's why, bro. That literal friendships, kinships, shit that you've, relationships you've had for, to me, life is meaningful. So, relationships you've had for decades, are destroyed over political issues.
Exactly.
I should tell you, though, that there is, a decline in our country, bro. We really are not what we used to.
You can't have disagreement,
you
can't
have disagreement,
and you can't have a proper debate or conversation because people could just go too far,
Yeah, I have a question for you guys.
Go for it.
And this is a little bit off topic, not too far off topic. So Tel Aviv was bombed by Iran, right? and Iran was bragging about it, saying, "Hey, Tel Aviv," and you see the buildings, and they look like shit, but they're still standing after being bombed. I'm just sitting here thinking, what if you took those two buildings right there and say, I don't know, crashed a plane into it? It's really weird how they're just still standing, isn't it, guys? Really weird.
I don't know.
I think right now
I'm not paying attention to that too much, really.
No, I think we need
it's
to pay
part.
attention.
I think it's par for the course, and it's par for the course. And Trump is just another neocon, just like the rest of them. And we're going to be in conflicts until the day we die.
Dude, I don't think it's par for the course. I think this is different, bro. I think we're literally.
You think this war is different from all the other wars? Really?
No. It's bigger.
I think this is the. Like, I think this is the last one, bro. I think this is like the end.
I agree. This is the main one, bro. This is the one that's kind of like, shit.
Because what makes you think that something so profitable will just cease to exist?
Because it'll be profitable. You're right. It'll be profitable, but the social fabric that's keeping everything together right now, that profit will be so concentrated in one area that the shit around us is just not going to be able to keep up.
But what's the shit around us?
Like our social fabric, dude. The fact that we have roads.
But they don't care about that. Like
the fact that we have functioning police departments, the fact that we have sewage systems. Like, we're just not gonna. We're gonna be in decline because we're gonna be paying for a massive global conflict.
Do you understand why these things happen? Why they need to have these things, right?
Yes. Like, I get what you're saying. It's gonna make people rich. I know that.
No. Not only that.
The conditions a long-term conflict in Iran will create, because we're going to be in so much debt and we're going to be so stretched thin. We're literally it's going to be a global war.
No,
it won't be called World War III, but it'll be a global conflict.
We're not going to be.
We'll literally go in a
We're
massive,
not using our own men. We're not using personnel. Like, it's going to be.
No, dude.
We're not going to be
skeptical.
using.
Wait.
It's gonna happen in the next couple of years.
Wait, how do you know we're not using personnel?
We're not going to be using. We're not going to be using. People
boots on the ground.
Yeah, they're going to be. We're not going to be having like all these boots on the ground. Not like, according to how they've been fighting wars nowadays. They do have. They do deploy people. They do deploy people, but they seldomly have to go and like World War II, something like that. And that doesn't really happen.
No, one thing you gotta pay attention. If the goal is regime change, 1, or 2, removing their nuclear capability, the only way to verify that is through a boots on the ground invasion, bro.
You got to think about this. How much?
That's why Israel is saying nuclear program and regime.
How much of this nuclear talk, really? How much of this nuclear talk do you think is something to really be afraid of? Do they have the capability? Let's not forget they could be lying. Don't you think this is more of a resource?
Hold on, let me tell you something. Listen, they never failed a nuclear inspection in 20 years until the day before they got bombed.
Give me a second.
Priming for a war.
Y'all are acting like the government hasn't lied to us before. Didn't Bush lie?
Nobody here is saying that. I mean, the government they completely lie to us all the time.
Yeah. So what if Iran never is trying to, and they just don't like Iran? They want to top the regime.
Yeah, what happened to Bush and the weapons of mass destruction that he never found?
The Iran shit is a stitch up, bro.
I remember long ago, Hillary Clinton actually said during that election she was trying to get elected as president that if she was elected that she would go to war with Iran.
Yeah, this is something
I got a question.
Okay.
Does Usyk stop Dubois on the rematch?
Yes, boxing here, you motherfucker.
Don't y'all? I mean, I know y'all said that there won't be. I know y'all said there won't be no boots on the ground, but didn't y'all find it funny? This fat fuck had a parade in DC and it looked like shit. Like, well, what are you trying to imply, bro? Why a military parade?
Bro, it's like their war aims. The only way to achieve their stated aims is with the boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Israel can't do it. They don't have it.
Did I just get bullied for trying to talk boxing on a boxing channel?
Yeah, you did.
Fuck you guys.
Anyways,
also trying to talk about
let's
fucking
go back to the boxing. So,
all made up our mind
do you
on.
think what makes you think Dubois is gonna stop Usyk? Anybody?
I mean, no, I mean, could Dubois do it? Yeah, just because it's heavyweight. You know, the Wardley fight is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
It's because it's heavyweight. This division, unlike every other division, anything can happen, dog.
Yeah,
That's heavyweight. Anything can happen. When the guys are that size and they land a punch, yeah, you could go down in a fight that you're winning by a landslide. That literally happened to Billy Khan.
Well, not
and
only
Joe
is he that
Louis.
size, he has retard strength.
Billy Khan and Joe Louis, perfect example. Billy Khan is up. He's en route to win, right? So could Dubois do it? Yes.
No, okay. Let's say that aside. That's that aside. Do you think Dubois has changed so much as a fighter?
No.
That he could possibly break Usyk down and take him out?
The biggest change between the first Dubois fight and now is not Daniel Dubois. It's Usyk. He's 2 years older. That's the biggest change. And that to me,
Daniel got pussy.
All right, shut the fuck up. That's the biggest change that is worth noting. That Usyk, you are 2 years older. 2 more fights since the Dubois fight, because it was Dubois then Fury 2 times, and that was 2 years ago. You're 37 going on 38. You're only human. That's the biggest factor. You know what I mean? That's the biggest factor in favor of Daniel.
Usyk's been in some tough fights at heavyweight, bro. Josh, bro, look at his.
But I mean, he showed in the Fury fight. He can take
Real quick, my mic's not fucked up. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No,
Your mic does sound
dude, where are you, Ryan?
Can you hear me?
It sounds
I'm in
like he's
Sizzle.
in the
I'm eating dinner.
He's in one of the bunkers.
Can you hear me?
I'm having a fine dining moment at Sizzler. All you can steak and shrimp.
You have money, Drew.
I'm at an airplane hangar.
Oh shit! The first
I'm at an airplane
shit.
hangar.
The first boots on the ground.
You sound like the German guy at McDonald's saying, "Oh, can I fill your order?"
Fries with that in a coolest smoothie.
There's one more change. There's one more change, Jules, that I would argue that Dubois has more confidence now, which means there's going to be less hesitation from him, which means he's going to go for it more. Now, you think that's going to get him knocked out faster, and to be honest, I kind of do too. But we've seen guys who the only change they have is they're more confident now, and suddenly they just get better. What's it called? Like, we now he's a champion now, so he has more confidence and he's fighting better. So
yeah, but I mean, look, you're only as good as your last fight. That's what they say. Well, I saw no slippage in Usyk's last fight. I saw none. I don't see a guy who's slowing down. I don't see a guy who's fucking up. But when you are that age, Father Time can show up overnight. We've seen that. They're like, he's a different guy from who he was the last time. But just nuts and bolts, there is no change in Daniel. He's not doing anything differently. He's doing the same fucking thing he did in the Joe Joyce fight. He's doing the same shit. And a part of the reason I don't buy this whole thing that Daniel's confident, that Daniel's confidence is going to be this game changer. If that were the case, you wouldn't have ducked Joseph. You ducked him. You didn't get sick.
Yeah.
You didn't get sick. Get the fuck out of here. You guys looked at Joseph. You saw he's on a hot streak, and you said, "No, this is more trouble than it's worth. We're not going to roll the dice with this." Whatever. He hurt his pussy. Something happened, right? Whatever.
Yeah,
right?
he sprained his labia, bro.
I don't buy that. Because of confidence alone, he's literally not doing anything differently. And even worse, that Usyk knows that, you're doing what you're doing. Like, he's a cerebral guy. He knows that this guy's going to come out hard and fast in the first couple of rounds, and he's going to try to knock me out before the half. So all I got to do is survive that, and he'll gas out just like he did before. That's why I'm going with Usyk. Could I be wrong? Of course. But that's why I'm going with Usyk. Because if you come out harder and faster and more confident than you did in the first fight, where you're not nervous, no nervous energy, stop with your fucking mic in the restaurant. You're in the restaurant. Stay in the restaurant. If you're coming out harder and faster, you're just gonna burn through your energy reserves faster. That's all I see. Like, oh, you're gonna go for a knockout sooner. Okay, well, you're gonna get knocked out. That's what's gonna happen.
The only other thing I can think of, and this is what I've heard and I just don't agree with, is that the two people who've had a rematch with Usyk, AJ and Fury, both did better in their second fights than they did in their first fight. I mean, AJ and Fury are much
AJ
better.
AJ did better. I can't lie. AJ did do better in the rematch. Fury, did he do better? Would you guys say that he did better?
I think Fury.
No, I think it was more
was
conclusive that Usyk was better in the second fight.
Even though it wasn't dramatic, right? Like I felt
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Usyk won the set. To me, you guys could disagree. I felt like he won it more conclusively in the second fight, even though he didn't ragdoll him in the second fight.
That's what I was gonna say. The real reason people say he did better was because he didn't get ragdolled.
Than Usyk.
Yeah.
It was
Say
a
it again,
weird
Julio?
fight 'cause- Go ahead.
I think Fury Usyk 1 was only slightly more competitive than Usyk Joshua 2. Because like I think Fury landed more cleaner shots than Joshua did, maybe, but you could tell Usyk was always a step ahead of him, like in terms of ability, because it was a pure boxing match. So we saw like skill for skill. You can always tell Usyk is just a little bit better than him.
It's perception
More so in the
because
second
of
fight.
because of Fury's showboating. It gave people the impression that he was doing. And shout out to, it was either Beats or Hatman who said it. One of them said it, but it's actually true that because he's doing that showboating, he's giving you the impression that he's doing better than he's actually doing when he's not doing anything, dog. You're not winning rounds, shaking and shimmying and all that bullshit. But it gives people the illusion that, oh, look at Fury, he's doing his thing. When not, dog, like,
shakes and shakes.
I don't think he landed a punch in the first 3 rounds when he was doing
that's
that
what
shaking and
the
shimmying.
first fight. You remember that in the first fight, he didn't do fucking. He did fuck all for the first 4 rounds. You didn't do anything.
And that's why I say he did
I
better
think
in the
it's
second
because
fight,
because Fury had very conclusive and great like rounds in like the mid rounds until Usyk took it over again in the later half. But yeah, the only reason people think that Fury did any better at all in the second fight is because he didn't get fucking ragdolled and bounce around all around the ring.
Yeah,
Well, there's also one more thing he did. Is like quote unquote. More of the rounds were competitive until the last 30 seconds than when Usyk just went, no, I'm taking this round. There was
I
more of
disagree,
those rounds.
man. I think Fury did some good boxing. Some of the best boxing in his career in the first fight.
Misael said Israel doesn't have the manpower. U.S. boots are definitely going to be on the ground.
100%.
I don't know about you guys, but I personally still think that AJ should have stayed with Robert Garcia.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The problem was real talk that he didn't want to train in fucking Riverside. He just wanted to be in London. That's why Robert was like, "Oh, fuck all
Yeah,
that."
and Robert ain't gonna be flying out there all the time. Robert's a busy fucking guy. He's got like
Yeah,
a
that's a
million
busy
fucking
man.
fighters, bro. Can't be in London all the time. But any heavyweight fight, you got to look at it different than any other fight in any other division. None of us should sleep on Daniel. It is possible that he knocks him out. Stranger things have happened. It is possible. But I got still going with
Sasaki
Usyk.
knocking out Norman. That's a real upset I got.
Nah, get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, get the fuck. I don't even like Brian Norman like that. Get the fuck out of here, dog.
I'm with it, man. Sasaki by
You're
stoppage.
you're just being a fucking hipster saying that shit.
Yep.
Does anybody else on the panel have
Jin
being a
Sasaki
fucking
in a
hipster?
cheap parting performance.
Yeah,
Stops Brian Norman.
It's the
No,
hipster irony pick.
Josh, real talk is just making that pick because he wants to see Brim fucking upset.
He wants to see Brim have a fucking meltdown. I
Yeah.
do too.
Bro, I was
I do
fucking
too.
bro.
I'm the fucking
That was
underdog for on this
fucking
panel, and
hilarious.
I don't think Jin's gonna win. Like, what the fuck?
Jin's not winning that
Sasaki
fight,
by
dog.
knockout, or he schools him in a boxing match.
Bro, all right,
Okay,
now
now
you
shut
just
the fuck up.
now you
What?
now,
Shut
now
the
you just
fuck
no
up.
see now you're just being a fucking Democrat, and I don't have no
dude.
patience.
Go watch Sasaki
hilarious.
versus
Fucking
Ubali.
Julio, man.
Nah, Sasaki, go watch you. I'm being dead serious, no irony. Go watch Jin Sasaki versus Ubali. This dude looked like Sugar Ray Leonard. I swear to God.
I've seen Sasaki, dog, and I don't know. I don't know
His
what the fuck
recent
you
fights,
saw.
he's been like just taking punishment, but this dude can box his fucking ass off.
Nah, not well enough to beat Brian Norman, I think. But yeah, there's that. There's Usyk Dubois. Does anybody give Dillian White a chance against Moses?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
fuck no.
Yes.
Oh, of course, the hipster.
No.
Yeah, Jules,
This
the
is
thing-
listen. Hold on,
the-
because I haven't been on the panel, so I haven't gotten all my hot. This is a good time to get all my hot takes out. But this is a perfect fight. Like people keep talking about Povetkin this, Povetkin that. He was beating the shit out of Povetkin before getting knocked out.
No, we're talking
I
about
think
Go ahead.
So you also think that Fulton beats Nick Ball then, right?
No. Well, yeah, maybe 50-50.
You gotta see this
But
guy.
Okay, shut up.
if Dylan White is in shape, because I think that if he's in tip-top shape, he'll give Ituma a very good fight. People forget Ituma only has like 12 fights, bro. He's still inexperienced.
I agree with that.
Like we don't know. He might like show his inexperience one day.
So, Jules, do you think it's a perfect fight for a step up, or it's a step too far?
It could be a step too far, to be honest with you. The reason it could be a step too far is I said it in the other live. Moses is just winning the fights he's supposed to win. We're not supposed to be blown away that he beat Marius Vach. He looked great doing it. We could see what he has, but really, it's Marius Vach. Fucking Jermaine Franklin could have beat that same Vach, right? Nobody would have lost their minds over it. It's how Moses beats these guys that you get excited, that you see his footwork, you see his accuracy, shot selection. He has a lot of tools. But realistically, you're 12-0 and your best win is either Marius Vach or Dempsey McKean. So it could be a step too far. If the question is there room for an upset? Is there room? Yes, there is. There is.
Like to me, if Dylan White had a fight, like if he wasn't coming off a long layoff, to me, and he was
he's not. No, he's not. He fought in December.
Well, it's somewhat of a long layoff, 8 months.
Yeah.
I mean, he was supposed to fight on Hooney versus Wortley's undercard. You know, he pulled out of that. But I don't view 8 months as a long layoff for that guy.
Because if he's in shape, I think he gives him a good fight. Maybe even wins.
Yeah, that's more time because he just had a camp, right? So he should be in shape because he just had a camp for Hooney versus Wardley that he just pulled up. Hooney, right? He just had a camp for that. So he shouldn't be out of shape. You were getting ready to fight not but a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So he should show up all right.
So, quick question, Jules. If you were his manager at Thomas, who would you have picked if you think Dillian White is a step too far?
Huey Fury.
Perfect. And sell some tickets.
Yep. I'd have picked Huey Fury because Huey Fury was never really more than domestic level, you know? He was never really more than that. But because he's been in there with Parker, because he's been in there with Povetkin, right? There's still experience to derive from fighting him. I would have took him to Huey before I would have took him to Dillian.
Bro, I would have said Dave Allen.
Not right now. Not right now.
It'll get some views. But Dave Allen, yeah, he's on a comeback trail, and I think he looks very good. Paul.
Do you know why I wouldn't pick Dave? Dave's got a fucking chin, and that's the problem. Dillian,
he can fight too.
No, Dillian, you can put him out. Every loss he's ever had has been a knockout. So he can be put down. But Dave, you don't want no stubborn ass bastard in there. Like, nah, I would.
What about Ituma? Ituma versus Dave Allen.
What the fuck do you think I'm talking
about? That's what I just said. What the fuck?
What the fuck do you think I'm talking about? Like, I would not pick. I'm not gonna pick a stubborn guy. A stubborn guy, like not for a prospect. Not yet. No.
A stubborn.
So Jules believes in the
punch. Fuck that.
Jules believes in the Apollo Creed trainer's motto. We don't need that kind of man in our life right now.
Damn sure don't, dog.
What about Jai? How does Jai do at heavyweight? The current landscape.
That's a tough question because he's really not a big guy. 6'2" at heavyweight is not big, dog. That's not big.
I think he can. I think he might do it, man. I have a strong feeling about him. His tenacity. He reminds me of like Bud.
Just not a big guy, and I think that matters. Like, look at Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson is about 6'4", not the smallest, but definitely not the biggest, and he doesn't have heavyweight power. That is a huge fucking problem, dog. Because you sitting there moving and jabbing and doing your bullshit, you're hitting Martin, it's having no effect on him, dog. No effect. That's a huge problem. Remember, he was landing punches in the Martin Bacoli fight. He was landing punches. It just wasn't doing nothing.
But Jai isn't all fleet foot though. Like he can stand and like counter, and he'll even fight on the inside a little bit, which is what gives me like hope. And he's also very explosive. Like if his power carries even a little bit, like to me, he's a very good finisher.
Are you slurping him after watching that Prescott fight? Old ass Prescott.
No, man. I just think he has the athletic qualities and he can fight. Like he can actually box.
The
at
biggest
all
question
ranges.
is gonna be, can he hurt a heavyweight? Because if he can't, I'm sorry, this isn't gonna work. You can be fast and light on your feet, but if you can't hurt these fucking guys, you're gonna end up like Jared Anderson.
But also, he's not pussy though. Like he'll actually like.
Well,
fight,
not being
you know what I
pussy
mean?
is a good way to get knocked the fuck out. You know,
But it also, bro, when
because
you're
he's
moving
not
up-
a pussy. He's gonna
But-
trade.
but,
He's gonna,
bro. For cruiserweights, when they move up, bro, if you're trying to box as a cruiserweight moving up, you might as well just get your ass knocked out and go back down to cruiserweight.
All right, Julio. So then, quick
Usyk
question:
became more aggressive when he moved up. That's the only way you'd have success.
does he beat a guy like Caballero, since they're practically the same size?
That's a good fight. That is a good fight.
I think he can outbox him.
Any question involving Agit Caballero is going to elicit the same answer because he's unbeaten. Nobody's figured him out yet.
What about Bacoli?
See, with a guy like Bacoli, I'm wondering, Jai, can you take a shot from this guy? And I don't have that answer. Maris Breedis broke your jaw in 2 places, bro. What if Martin hits you? What happens? Do you explode? I'm serious. Like, what happens if Martin hits this guy? That's
It's just a cloud of mist in boxing shoes.
a pink plume. And that'll be the end of him. One question for any cruiserweight that's moving up. And it's not just Jai. We had the same question of Usyk. They used to have the same question for Evander. Will you be able to take the power? There's only one way to find out. I can't answer that. I don't know if Jai could afford to get hit by these guys. He's not a big guy. He's not. Not for heavyweight.
But I'd be curious to see what they do with him when they move him up to heavyweight, because he can't be at cruiser too much longer. It looks like he's killing himself to get to 200.
Better go to Bridgerweight, bro.
Oh my god! No, don't
Saying
shoot
it's
there.
there. Bro, it's there.
Oh,
bro.
you know what, Jules?
Yeah,
I just got an idea. Jai against fucking Lawrence Okoli.
Yeah, but he's at heavyweight. That is a good fight, though. Like
Yeah.
that would be a good place.
Perfect debut.
That would be a good place to start. He used to be a cruiserweight. He was a bridgerweight for a while. But you know what? You got to give it to Lawrence that since he left cruiserweight, he is explosive. He does knock people out.
I don't think
But they-
Lawrence takes that fight. He's pussy.
Nah, I ain't gonna say that. Who is he about to fight? Who was he about to fight? They said he was right. They said he was gonna fight Dillian White, and we know that's not happening now. Now that we know that he's fighting Moses, they were saying he was gonna fight Dillian White. I would have liked that fight, like Okoli versus White. I would have went with Okoli to win that fight.
I mean,
Fat
fair, I go
motherfucker.
with anyone to win the fight with Dillian White these days. Just throw an uppercut, you win.
Honestly, yeah, like I said, you could throw an uppercut in the dressing room and hit that motherfucker. You know, it's gonna land. You know, but on that note, I'm gonna fucking go to sleep. Fucking tired. I am gonna go live on Wednesday, and I am gonna go live for the Galalia 5 fight on Saturday. He's got a fight coming up. WBC
Sir.
for WBC.
All right, later,
interim
plug it.
service.
You're not gonna go live for Vito?
No, no. The fuck I look like? I'll see y'all on the next one.
Right.
You know what?